Happy Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Mott's Clamato Caesar. It is the top Caesar brand in the country as Lieutenant Eric cracks open an extra spicy on this Monday. This warmer Monday day. Did you spill everywhere?
Well, either that or I peed my pants. So it's really cold.
We are off and running.
I may have lost sensation down there, so...
That's Wil Fraser you hear. Wil Fraser joining us in the Hangout. Lieutenant Eric here for a little bit. We'll have YouTube Trev in a little bit later. And
why not?
Whether urine or coffee, I'll take the warmth at this
With
point.
your schmacket or whatever it was. What did you call it?
Shacket.
Shacket. Yeah.
The shacket. I'm surprised in you, Will. I would have figured you're full like parka guy.
No,
What you think?
Well, I was debating in my head, what's he gonna? Because it's cold, and you were station dad. You always, and I would show up in nothing, and you would be haranguing me. But you had the gloves, you had the shacket and jeans, and I mean, you're running in this?
Like
He's not
layers.
running in this.
I have 8
layered up.
layers.
See,
Yeah,
that's smart.
exactly.
It's you come inside, you can peel off, you can. I mean, you're not waiting around.
Yeah.
I like that.
I probably should have had the shell over top of all of it, just in case the wind picks up.
But you are running. Have you been running all weekend?
In this?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
way,
What was the, I think
man.
minus 10?
Minus 20.
Wear a mask. Yeah.
Like, health-wise, you shouldn't run
No,
past
yeah,
minus
right,
20.
right.
So, yeah. No, dude.
Well, there's that Edmonton running community on Facebook, and there is that one person that's like, "Hey, I'm out there,
Yeah.
paving the trail. Join me if you want."
Yeah, enjoy the pulmonary embolism.
Well, sure. Yeah.
There's a point where we almost shouldn't have been working at the end of last week as a society.
Everything's fragile, even opening a car door.
Well, you know what?
We got to a point where there's actually probably a line where it's probably like, it's maybe best for everyone to just stay home.
This would be my frustration, and not to get controversial on this show.
Here we go. You're talking about the grid, aren't you?
No. Like the way that we as a society are just trying to move past COVID, like, because it didn't happen, because it was bad, it was awful.
Yeah, what are you telling me?
But like, there was things that we learned how to do, namely remote working.
Yeah.
That like,
Yeah.
we know how to do this. Like, we know how to join on Skype calls and not go into work. Like, why can't we just like go, you know what, after minus 35, it's COVID again.
That's the line,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Why
we
not?
can do
It's-
COVID for
yeah.
a couple of days, can't we? Like, we can just shut it
When
down.
the de-icer isn't de-icing
Yes.
at the airport, that should be a line.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
it kind
Corey
of
from
bugs.
Acme Meats was like, my freezer's warmer right now than
Yeah.
it is
Well,
outside.
that's,
You know, like,
that's a tell. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it bugs me that like kids can't just log into a class anymore. Like, we know how to do this. Why do we not learn from this?
when
Anyways.
it gets to like a certain level.
Right.
There
Hey,
should
Like,
be a
not
line.
minus 15, right?
no,
Like,
no,
not
no.
minus, like
No.
today's fine.
Wind
Today
chills.
we're
No,
good.
today's still pretty cold, man.
But we're back. It's minus 21 for high. Like
Balmy.
we're back to being Canadians again in that sense. When the high is minus 38 or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
overnight wind chill is minus 59 and stuff
Yeah.
like that, it's probably like, maybe we could just,
Yeah,
if you
like,
can, stay home.
My house felt like it was the middle of a black hole. It was a singularity, ready to just collapse in on itself.
There's
So-
a tree outside my front yard with a crack down it, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
crack keeps getting larger. And I'm watching. Please warm up. Like, please stop. Like it's gonna fall over eventually. Things break. Things shut
Yeah.
down. It's
Yeah.
why not? You put that on a motion, city council. I'll show up to back you. You want to
I'll
raise
go
that with
there.
your
I'll go
alderman
there.
or whatever?
Yeah, I'll get
Are
right
they
on that.
aldermen or
I don't
councilors?
know.
I never
Counselors.
know. They keep
We're
changing the
counselors.
name.
Yeah, okay.
We've in Edmonton.
Councilors,
I don't know what you have out in Spruce.
That would be the alderman.
Yeah.
We have elders.
There's a few things I would change. I would want, I'd want 4-day work weeks.
Listen, we can get off on this and
Expand
change
to
it.
10-hour days
Not even.
or whatever. You just say
Just
stick to normal,
keep
just
the
go
hours.
3-day weekends.
I guarantee you this.
I'd go 4-day work
If you
weeks.
went a 4-day work week, you'd get as much done in those 4 days as you do in 5.
100%.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
100%.
You'd have
And you
to.
don't have to expand the hours. Like, you just have to
Work a little harder.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe an extra hour or
Like,
something.
Because what do people do on Fridays? Mondays
Yeah.
are like,
But
there's 2 days
exactly.
right
But
there.
are you
Yeah.
going to start doing that on Fridays?
Well, not anymore because you're gonna.
Well,
you
we'll still
might.
try to do that on the Friday. That's why you need to extend band.
Is it the Friday you'd want off or the Monday?
My
Great
brother has the
question.
Monday. Actually, my brother has a 4-day work weeks
Yeah.
all the time, and he has the Monday off, and it works really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I prefer the Monday.
Settled then?
Because Mondays...
We contact our elders?
What else would I want changed? I think I'm pretty good with adult
What
snow
else
days.
would I want
Like
changed?
I was saying
and, he
earlier,
gets, and he gets pensive, as if he doesn't have a manifesto
There's a
in
huge
his log
list.
cabin already written.
Stuff I'm going to bring up right now.
I mean, I know you left it on the typewriter, but you know what you want changed.
Well, there's other things, but not for the council,
Yeah, I see.
right? I think 4-day work weeks. Is that even a city thing, or would that be like
now we're
A 4-day work week would be like a national or provincial thing.
Yeah. So they can't even do that. So snow days is the only thing we can get done.
Now it got political. They can't even do that, he said. Wow.
Yeah, well, we got to look at other
Who's
things.
they? Yeah.
Joe says Friday off is better because most of the stats are on Monday and you get extra long weekends.
Yeah.
But what happens if you get the Monday off, then you get the Tuesday off if it's a stat on the Monday.
If Mondays were no longer, you just bump
You
it,
just
right?
get the Tuesday
Actually,
off.
can we just say this? If you go to a 4-day work week, do we need stat holidays anymore?
Ooh, I'd still take them.
If we're not, if we're extending the hours of the work week, like the 4 days, then yes, bring back the stats. If we're sticking to what you said, the same hours.
And speaking of stats
I think then we
holidays,
could get rid of the stats.
When do we not have to celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday anymore? Just a thought.
Hold up. Are we replacing? Are we renaming the day?
Sure.
Or are we losing the day?
They're
Because
reprinting the money.
If, you
No,
want
no,
to
no.
know, if we're gonna lose the day,
No.
I'm a full long live Queen Victoria.
No, no,
I'm
no.
part of the monarchy.
No,
I want my May long.
You can name it for whatever holiday you want. I just kind of feel like
King, queen, whatever.
Queen Victoria, she had her moment.
Royal Day.
Right? She gave birth to all the people that caused World War One. Like
Habsburg
yeah,
Jaws.
exactly.
I'm cool with changing it, just as long as we don't lose it. Like that's thing. I don't want to
No
be like,
one's saying
here,
take it
we don't
away.
want
No.
we don't want to celebrate Queen Victoria anymore.
It's
Government,
just-
here, have your day off back. I want to go to work.
I can only
That I'm
bake
gonna.
so many birthday cakes every year, and the one I keep wasting on Queen Victoria is just it feels
I have to eat
unnecessary.
this cake all by myself,
Exactly.
and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Again.
It's
Yeah,
a rough
no-
way to start a summer.
No one wants to eat any of Queen Victoria's birthday cake.
The big communal one.
And-
You got the big on the table.
And that's a lot of candles now. That's the other thing.
You're getting up there.
Like, who's
Forest
got the
fires
budget for
and-
that much many candles?
You don't keep adding candles.
Oh, you don't?
Well, I wouldn't think
Well,
so.
there's my mistake. You know what? Withdrawn.
Put one of those big ones on
I
there.
think she's well, like one. I guess you could just do the numbers, but also like I don't know. She's passed, so I don't think you keep adding.
You don't keep
years
that. Why wouldn't you?
Posthumous.
because she's passed. So I think it's over.
She's not aging again.
You're almost
in
sounding
death.
as if you shouldn't celebrate this dead person's birthday anymore.
Again, I'm
another change on the typewriter.
long live Queen Victoria, unless somebody has a better idea for that day and we don't lose the day. But long live Queen Victoria. I don't want to lose that. I don't know. Like, just put a happy birthday candle. We did that for Ryan.
The one, yeah.
Well, we just did
It's a
Ryan on the
generic-
weekend. It was just said happy birthday, and there was a candle on the happy birthday,
Yeah.
and it lit up, and
Yeah.
you blew out the one
wish,
candle.
One wish, one
That's
candle.
it.
One shot.
It sounds really sad, actually.
But
Well, it
royalty
saves you
we're
on
talking about here.
all the candles on the cake, and you could reuse it every year
Sure. Yeah.
until it melts away, and then the next year you buy a new candle, and you could still keep celebrating Queen Victoria and have her cake, and you don't have to worry about burning your house down.
Oh, I'll eat her cake. That's for sure. This is what happens when the Oilers have won 10 in a row. Okay.
Hey, Connor Brown, man.
Days off for the days off thing though. I still am mad that the U.S. does days off better than us because
How do
they
they do
load it up
days?
in sports. Well, they load up sports day. Today's MLK Day, and it's loaded up with sports. Like it's a day off for them as of noon Eastern. There's games going in Canada. We take days off, and it's like, well, we still don't play games till 7 o'clock
And
at
we
night.
actually just take days off.
But we don't.
weird.
We don't do things like earlier in the day.
Well, plus
I
they
just
do
would
like national championships on Mondays and stuff, and they just don't care.
Well, that's college.
But it's American sports in general. A lot of Sundays, Sunday night, you just go out, you enjoy yourself. Oh, tomorrow the work week starts. Whatever. Everybody's moving a little slow, and nobody cares, right?
Sure.
That's how they built a nation as strong as they are.
True. Super strong.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Might, American muscle, not caring, going to work hungover.
See, they would do a 4-day work week easily.
They wouldn't blink. They
go
already
to
do
that.
most of the time during NFL
Exactly.
season.
They don't need it.
every week's a 4-day work week.
College season.
Tuesday, Monday, what day?
Do you
is
think
it?
those Michigan and Washington fans got back to school on the Tuesday last
No.
week? Not a chance.
Drink enough Dr. Pepper and you'll be ready to go for your 4-day work week?
They had 3 days.
3 days, whatever.
Let's go
Diet
for
Dr.
that.
Pepper, probably.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You have a Dr. Pepper problem?
No, I
Pepper
no.
problem.
But I hear Diet Dr. Pepper is actually superior to regular Dr. Pepper.
I'd buy
In
it.
what way?
Just the
Like health benefits
people
or
that
taste-wise?
No, the people that like it say that the Diet Dr. Pepper tastes better.
The diet soda game's come a long way.
Yeah, this is what I hear.
I don't drink the diets as much.
Yes.
You should. The
Guess you
Diet
don't
Coke
have-
is taking the world by storm.
don't
Nobody drinks Coca-Cola anymore.
Trust me, you can flex those typewriter muscles right now. This is going to get added.
For what? To go into
And
diets?
another thing,
Bringing back sugary drinks. To hell with your diet aspartame alternatives.
Well, I've had Coke Zeros, which
That's
like,
okay.
it's pretty much the same as the Diet Coke, I
yeah,
would think.
it's just
But-
they call it zero instead
Yes.
of diet. Yeah,
Same with Sprite. That stuff, Sprite Zero and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all the diet stuff.
he says with a sneer.
It is. Well, they just,
None of it's
all
like
the
none
same.
of it's the fountain of youth, man. None of it's good for you.
You're not going
No,
to
I'm
get
not
any
saying that.
vitamins.
Yeah,
I don't drink a
Might
lot of
get a
pop
little-
these days. Dr. Pepper is the one I love, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It's a
Can you
it's a go-to.
define what it is?
No.
Like what its flavors are?
Not
No
really.
one really can, hey?
It's like got a spiciness to it.
Would you vanilla? A hint? Like there's a lot of stuff going on, but I just to separate it, a little vanilla.
Yeah, sure. Let's say a base
There's
a
no
base
wrong
load
answer.
of vanilla.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. It is your drink rubber, right? The swamp water, you pour it all
Yeah,
in,
man.
and it's a mixture.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
Diet Dr. Pep though.
Yeah, I've heard this is
make an appointment.
is what John Green says. So
Well, if John Green
yeah,
says it,
he's written books. So
I don't know.
That means something.
soda expert.
Yeah.
Oilers games have Dr. Pepper.
Do they?
Yeah, because Dr. Pepper's weird. In Canada, Pepsi is the distributor of Dr. Pepper. In the States, it's Coca-Cola.
Do they bounce?
No,
Really?
no. In the States, it's neither. So here's an
Are
interesting.
they separate?
Here's
Well,
an
then
interesting
in Europe,
fact.
it's Coke.
Wow.
Here's an interesting fact. Dr. Pepper is not like it's an antitrust thing. It's not allowed to be sold to either
like a
Coke or
mercenary,
Pepsi.
hey?
It has to stand alone as a third beverage.
Well, but in Canada, Pepsi's the distributor in Canada.
PepsiCo.
Because
Isn't that Grey Beverages or
Rogers
whatever it
Place
is?
has Pepsi, so now they have Dr. Pepper there.
Pepper.
But in the States, if you go to a Pepsi place, they don't have it. I think it's the Coke has it down there. Like
Interesting.
they are the ones that distribute it. That if you find a Coke place, Coke runs it there.
A regional thing, almost.
Yeah, I guess. So, but yeah, it's not actually owned by anyone.
A standalone.
It's Dr. Pepper.
standalone in the pop game.
It's not PepsiCo or
never knew that.
whatever they are.
But it's a great one.
That's a
what's-
classic drink.
When Rogers Place was announced as Pepsi, I was very happy because of that. That was what I was most worried about.
One of his changes coming
when
in.
It's
when
not
the
even
rink
a
was opening,
punchline. Like, it's
it was-
not
I was
even-
like,
he's
they
not
announced
even doing a bit
and I
right
went,
now.
awesome. That was the most important
That's
thing to me
what
on
makes
it.
it the best
It was
bit.
awesome. It was great. It was a wonderful
What
day.
makes Matthew
Yeah.
Iwanyk the best bit is it's never a bit.
It was what I was focused on. We spent $400 million to make sure there was Dr. Pepper downtown Edmonton, and that's what matters.
He's not kidding right now.
No.
Seriously.
No.
The only reason something hasn't been mailed out to certain people is because of that. He had like pre-licked the postage.
Stop it.
And then the announcement came out. Pepsi. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess
Don't need
this
to
one.
send this to Dashel anymore.
It was a good day.
Yeah.
That's a
Banner
Yeah,
day.
for many
he
others.
took the hood off, the sunglasses off.
I can breathe again. I can be myself. I don't have to.
I guess it's back to work.
Yeah.
Unless it's mine Series 5. then I wasn't coming in.
Then it's back to the typewriter in the cabin in the woods. Yeah.
That sounds very peaceful. The cabin in the woods.
Sounds-
Yes,
Yeah.
it would to
You know,
you. Yeah.
just having a typewriter and typing your thoughts and seeing where it goes.
Speaking of the Unabomber, his brother turned him in. Did you know that?
You have a brother.
You have a brother. Yeah.
Similarities there.
Okay.
like if you wrote a manifesto and had it published, would your brother read that manifesto and go, "Oh, crap"?
Wouldn't anyone probably read it and go, oh, crap?
No,
Well,
but
but-
like the "oh crap" of that's my brother. Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Would he jump on the bomb or would he kind of?
Well, I think everyone has that that's connected to me in life, just
Yeah.
in general.
yeah, like
a Dave Jamieson
It
would
gets
probably
published
also.
online. He has
Yeah.
no idea you're the guy, but as soon as he reads it, would your brother be like,
Crap. The blood of dreams.
"I know those pros.
Oh, yeah.
I know those pros." That is my little brother right there. He's been raging about Dr. Pepper for years.
The shack, yeah.
I don't have a shack yet.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
that
jury's
you guys
out.
know of.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
you guys know of.
I know some land out by Gainford. It's prime.
And where's Gainford?
As far as manifesto writing areas
Where's
go.
Gainford?
Well, that's perfect if you got to ask, right? Like that's where you would
Just on Highway 16 past Wabaman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Far from your place?
Far enough.
Because you could just build me a shack on your place.
Hey,
You know?
Yeah.
there you
Build
go.
me a nice little shack, put some trees around it. What do you
You'd
think
be
about
like
that?
Pete Herman that used to live on Les Myers
That's-
property.
that's
there,
what I was
right?
thinking right there. Got the whole story
Yo,
of
you
Pete
should
this
have-
weekend. We got some
We are
stories
inside
this
now.
weekend.
Yeah.
And we won't go into any of them at all.
Nor should we.
But we got some great stories from Ryan Meyer. It was his birthday this weekend. We're at his parents' place.
We were also in a shack.
We're
His
in a
parents
shack
have a place?
in
A
town.
house, yeah.
Good for them.
And they've had it for years. And
Les builds a shack in the backyard during the winter, and
Sure.
and he's got a fireman neighbor who reports him this shack, and it's very highly controversial. But that would be perfect for you. Got a little stove in there, right?
heats it
Oh,
up.
because he didn't pull a
He was at the fence.
building permit for
He was
it.
at the fence.
Why would you need
Yeah.
less than a permit?
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
So then the people came. He got a letter, and
Yeah.
he's like, "What can I do?" And he just had to be a little away from the fence, so he
Sure.
rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And we were there, and
It has to
we
be
were
a-
being told stories. Ryan from Will and Wolf, his dad was just telling us some wonderful stories from
Yeah, like Pete Herman used to live rough on his land or whatever it was. Yeah.
in a shack and just lived off the land and ate
A
what he
potato a day.
caught. And
What was it? He had a potato and he'd grill it and then bite it and then just leave the potato.
no, yeah,
so you're
Ryan
kind of
said
eating it all
he
day
made-
long.
his homemade potato chips.
grill the top.
He made his homemade potato chips. He'd take the potato and put it on the stove. And after a while, he'd take it off, cut the piece, eat it, put it back on, and cook the next piece.
let it cook all
and just
day.
slowly cook it. And not cut them up and then put them all on. No, one at a time. Cook, wait, cut.
What did his partner think of this?
He didn't have
Oh,
one.
there's no
What?
Pete Herman was
A guy like this is still on the market?
one room shack.
He lived off the grid completely.
I don't know.
not
Sounds
gonna-
like marrying material to me.
It was great stories. I would have loved to have met him or met him, but
Well, that's May Long, one of your many changes. Pete Herman Day.
he's passed.
I know, it's like
Oh.
the Queen.
Oh, we should name it after him.
It's more. It
I
fits
see.
into
Well, maybe that's a holiday that it's
Yeah.
like fill in the blank.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
celebrate what you want to celebrate.
Exactly.
There's no national.
No.
You have to celebrate
Regional.
this person. You could celebrate
Ooh,
who
you know what?
feel
I
is best.
actually I kind of like this. That how about this? As a nation, we agree to celebrate a different person every May long weekend.
Why not? Oh, there are so
Every
many.
year we just
Just-
submit who we want.
John Candy. You know, the list goes on. You could have
man, John Candy Day would be fantastic.
John Candy.
You want to
Day.
know something? I think we just add another holiday for that one. Take another day off. What month doesn't have a holiday?
Well, don't they all have one now? Or?
Like a weekday holiday. Jan
they
has,
all have
Feb
it.
does. March, April, it's rotates.
August
Easter,
has it. It's not considered a
national.
national.
Right, yeah.
But whatever, we don't care about everyone else. We have it here in Alberta.
Yeah.
July, September, October, November. So it's March, April. One of those doesn't have on a year,
Well,
in a sense.
no. April has Easter.
but sometimes that's March.
When? When was the last time it was in March?
Which day are you talking
You're
about?
out of your mind.
Which day are you talking about? Easter Friday, the Good Friday, or Easter?
You're
Monday?
right. It doubles up. You're right. There's probably been a Good Friday and a March.
There's
This
the
year it's
odd
March.
time.
March 31st
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Good Friday. But then June. So let's add the special day in June.
I'm for it.
Special
The
day in
we
June.
nominate every year, and by May 1st, we decide who we're celebrating.
right.
Get in touch with the comptroller.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Or the elders.
The elderman. Elderman.
Year one, it's John Candy. And then boom.
Nobody's arguing with that.
And then we celebrate.
You lead it off with John Candy. Nobody.
Okay, if you lead off John Candy, are you really going to leave John Candy Day? Or are you just going to, it's always going to be John Candy Day?
John wouldn't have wanted it that way. Do we just play polka music all day long?
Yes.
Yeah.
And smoke.
Yeah.
We make it like a Thursday in June, and that's when the CFL season starts.
Perfect.
I say everyone gets
Make it the full
driven
national
around
holiday.
in cube vans for the entire day, just like from Home Alone.
The SCTV when they're going from the Maritimes, they're we're making it big in the city. Whatever it is, right? Oh, they got jobs there. There's lots of things you could do.
Maybe we just celebrate John Candy Day as EST. We just do a day where we honor John Candy and we set the trend for this.
We'll watch that movie that he was filming, Wagons West or whatever.
Actually, I thought we'd just go ESPN Classic and just watch all Argonauts games from when he was the owner.
I'll do that too.
Yeah,
absolutely. McNall and the gang.
Yeah, him, Bruce McNall, and Wayne Gretzky.
I got that card. I got the three of them on a card. It's great.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rocket Rahib Ishmael.
Rahib.
Returning some kicks.
He's electric.
Yeah.
Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Was he?
Dusty's alma mater.
Yes.
Big Notre Dame. Big Notre Dame,
yeah. Yeah, you don't hear him talk about Notre Dame much. He went through the whole process of picking his school.
Punch drunk on the Lions right now.
He was getting teary-eyed about the Lions win.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was also cracking, he scheduled a card break during the game.
No, he didn't.
Oh, no. He had to do it during the third quarter.
Why would you schedule,
He's not used to this. This time of year, he doesn't have any football to watch. So he's just, he didn't know this motor memory of...
He didn't know you could watch football in late January.
It's a whole new world.
I don't know how you scheduled that at all.
Well, it was an oversight.
Did you know there's playoffs this time of year?
and it keeps going. We'll get another game now. Now I told him too. Whatever. They host another game. It's not like the Lions. You think you get in wild card. You're on the road. You're the punchy underdog, and you won one. They get to host another one, and then that game against the Cowboys with the call now doesn't seem as bad because fate has led them to this spot.
Well, there was a bad call late in that game that helped the Lions. Pass interference. That's pass interference.
You know what? We don't need to.
It all balances.
There was a few Rams fans trying to pour water on the good times, but
what is with the Rams fan that did kind of easy trivia today?
Riley. Yeah, he was out to lunch. It's tough on a Monday because you got so much going on over the weekend and the lights are bright. You go during the week. It's I'm just trying to make reasons. I'm not excuses here, but.
I heard your defense of the McDavid OT. Just if you don't know, you just default
and it's
to
Saturday
McDavid.
again.
Sure,
you could have been drinking. You could have. I don't know. You
got the other two NFL, but how many straight games have the Oilers won?
But here's a technicality.
No,
one in
I'm
overtime.
Mr. Technicality.
No, but is that how the question was asked? How many straight games are the Oilers?
How many straight wins do the Oilers have? It was something like that.
Yeah, and I think he may have overtime win, which doesn't even matter. But that could have been his thought process.
He forgot the 0.
It was tough.
He also didn't know one of the 4 teams playing playoffs today in the NFL.
Yeah, so he's not an NFL nerd. If you can't name one. The 49ers.
That was
playing
today. Which is
it's been a week where you haven't been able to open windows in your house. So
but that even
could be a stale air issue.
But you're not doing anything else either. You should have this stuff all, it's not like you're going out and doing other things.
He's wearing all Bills.
I'm not trying to defend
today.
him, but
it's pretty easy to just say Bills are playing today.
Yeah, a glance on the YouTube channel would have.
Are you worried about the Bills? This is the EST Hangout presented by Matt Iwanyk, Caesar Matt Iwanyk, Wil Fraser, Lieutenant Eric.
I do like the fact that it's in Buffalo.
I do too,
but it's the Steelers, no weather.
Steelers,
it's not like you're getting the Dolphins or something coming up to Buffalo.
Yeah. Then I would be fine. I'd be. But the Steelers, and again, the Steelers. I mean, it's Mason Rudolph-led Steelers, but. The thing that worries me is Josh Allen, again, putting too much on his shoulders and trying to win the whole thing himself. I could see him going under 200 yards passing and a couple picks, and oh boy, and then the Steelers maybe controlling the line of scrimmage, maybe pounding the ball, running the ball, or what. They don't scare me. What scares me is, from a Bills point of view, as it always does, the Bills.
I think if they lose, they need to get rid of Josh Allen. Just cut bait, send him to, I don't know. I'm just throwing a team out there.
Chicago Bears?
Chicago or something. There's a dynamic quarterback you guys could really use. Just a straight up flip.
There's always a quarterback from USC that doesn't want to go to Chicago right now as it is too. But so okay. Bears fan, where are you at? What are you doing?
I'm trading the pick.
You're still full on an Eberflus though, hey? Eberflus.
You're not. Oh, trading the pick.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah.
I'm trading the pick.
You're sticking with Justin Fields.
No. I'm getting rid of Justin Fields as well. I'm accepting the fact that this is a 3-year rebuild.
Washing it.
Yeah. I'm getting rid of everything.
And Eberflus as well. You can add him into the mix here.
I'm just building a defense that scares the crap out of everybody, and then
I think Justin Fields is a
go
guy
and
that can
get
win
my
with.
Trent Dilfer.
But in that market, as you say, you got the Lake Shore. You got to get back to your basics. Get in Harbaugh.
Get your defense.
You should be courting Harbaugh like a wild man right now. Hey,
no, Harbaugh would break in Chicago.
What do you want?
I just want an identity. I want that identity to be defense first, and then I want whatever the equivalent of Trent Dilfer is.
Okay,
to come in and be the quarterback.
Kyle
So
Bowler.
you want the 85 Bears to live that?
Yep. Yeah, that was an okay squad.
That was a historic defense.
Well, look at the Bucs. The Bucs would win Trent Dilfer too, right?
Yeah.
Which Bucs?
Right? Was it the Raiders? Bucs and Raiders.
Oh yeah, when they had
work done. Mike Allstott, that
who's the
type of.
quarterback?
But they had a great Sapp was leading that defense.
Yeah.
And
Why am I forgetting the quarterback's name?
what was Dilfer? Wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. That was Baltimore Ravens.
Oh right.
That was the 2000
Oh
Ravens.
no, it was
because Rich Gannon was
nasty
the
chat.
Raiders.
It was
and
Jeff
it was-
George.
No.
Jeff George.
There are
I
some
think he
bad quarterbacks.
for the Bears as well.
Bad
Man,
Probably.
that guy had a chance on every squad.
Now
He's
it's
got
not
such
bothering
an
me.
arm.
Was it Hill? No, Hill came afterwards.
Buccaneers Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Dilfer was part of that Super Bowl winning team where you guys had those back-to-back-to-back kickoff return for touchdowns, right? That was that game where they just kept taking them back.
It was two against the Giants.
Giants.
The only touchdown
Boom,
they had was a
boom,
punt
boom,
return
boom.
for a touchdown. Next kickoff, Ravens got
Yeah.
a touchdown. So it wasn't Tom Brady. Obviously, that's the one we know.
No.
It wasn't Tom Brady.
Well, there's two winning quarterbacks in Bucs history, and this is gonna bother me until I read
Why am I
it.
thinking Dilfer then? Who? I need to know this now.
Game summary. This is what I'm looking for. Brad Johnson,
Brad
Johnson.
who, by the
Jeff
way,
George. He's the Jeff George of
He's
Brad
the Jeff
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, exactly.
he's like
Yeah.
big on doing TikToks or something nowadays. Brad Johnson,
who isn't?
of like trying to do like trick shots or something.
Yeah, who isn't?
So that was the Buccaneers. No,
He
not
just-
the Bucs.
he just does
that was
dance
the
moves?
Raiders. That was the year the Raiders last won a playoff game.
Okay.
Tim
That
Brown,
NFC
Rich Gannon.
AFC
right?
Championship game. Rich Gannon, yep. And John Gruden had just left the Raiders to go to the Bucs.
Yes.
And so he was going up against his former team.
That's right.
But that was a great defense, those Buccaneers.
Oh.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Sapp and who's the linebacker? Brooks or whatever. And
Ronnie Barber,
Rondé Barber, yeah.
Tiki's brother. Yeah, that was
Twin brother.
yes.
You're feeling good though, sitting around fat and happy
wanna
Ravens,
know
right?
something?
Like no? What do you
I
you're
was
just
feeling good this whole time, just like, hey, as long as the Dolphins don't lose to the Chiefs, Ravens are going to get Steelers, Texans, Browns. Awesome. Sweet. I'm worried about the Texans. I'm worried a little bit about that offense and CJ Stroud. And, the Browns have a good defense. And the Texans picked them apart. So I have a little bit of worry. But for the most part, the Ravens should be good enough to do away with them.
getting your home field
And
regardless of the weather is a
home
nice
field,
touch.
and we get to play just the winner of Bills/Chiefs if the Bills beat the Steelers today. Like, we don't have to worry about having to beat both of you. Bills or Chiefs have to worry about beating each other and then beating the Ravens. Ravens just have to worry about beating one of them.
And the Bills and Chiefs also having going through these two cold,
Yes.
slug them out games that do a number on you.
And so, it's Ravens have their rest. No matter what, the Bills are going to be on now a short week in a sense. They'll play on Sunday, I think, if they win. So, but it's playing from the Monday to the Sunday now and having to go to Kansas City, who played on Saturday. So they'll have a little extra rest. And but I would love to see a Chiefs-Bills rematch as a neutral for that.
Why not?
That would be great.
Yeah.
But I think the 49ers are happy that the Packers took down the Cowboys. They're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, easily.
But again, you want to see a Niners Cowboys. I mean, from a neutral point of view as well, just with the
Niners Packers is
It's pretty good.
a
too.
pretty good one.
that'd be all right too.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
But I'm just talking about from like a traditional point
Yeah.
of view. The season the Cowboys had offensively
Yeah.
against that defense would have been.
if you're the NFL, you want the Eagles to win tonight. You want the
Oh,
Bills
yeah.
to win tonight, and you're very happy with where everything is moving forward.
Give me a Bucs Texans Super Bowl, baby. You know when they do those things, all the possibilities, and they keep
Yes.
Xing them off. I'm just looking at some
Which
of them
one
here.
is the best and which
Wow.
one's the worst
Yeah.
that you can have for like NFL perspective? They want the Chiefs there
Of course, yeah.
because also Taylor Swift is there.
Have you heard of this Taylor Swift? She's a pop
Yes,
pop star.
I've heard of her. Yes. Wait a minute. No, she does country.
The one, yeah. Well, she was a country, and now she's dating the
one from
tight end.
from American Idol.
The same one?
That Taylor
This-
Swift.
She wasn't on American Idol, was she?
It's the only way I know her. It's on American Idol.
Sure.
I didn't know if she was ever on American Idol or not though.
Who are we
Did she
talking
not?
about? The same Taylor
I
Swift?
think
here?
in this.
I
No,
just-
you're
maybe she
Tyler
was-
Swift. Maybe is what you're thinking.
Tyler
of.
Swift. That was a handsome man.
But if you're the NFL, if the Chiefs are in there, Taylor Swift's at the Super Bowl, and that's a big deal, eyeball wise.
Which
That's
is
a big story.
If they
That's
get to
an
the Super
added
Bowl,
story,
though,
right?
You cue the it's in the script.
Yes. Oh, easily. But like that's like for
Hey,
NFL
man.
offices, you want the Chiefs
Hey,
there because you
man.
get the added
We're all
T-Swift
in
part
the
of this.
Matrix, man.
Yeah, but what's Usher gonna think?
That's
You're
my
gonna
favorite part of
upstage
this.
Usher in his
100%.
halftime.
I love that.
Baby,
Like-
I can be.
I also the NFL got it wrong this year with their Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't think so.
What do you mean they got
I
it wrong?
respectfully disagree with you here.
What did they get wrong?
Usher 5-6 years ago would have been
Usher
great.
paid however much it costs to be able to be
You could have got someone better than Usher right now.
After the
That
whole
will pay
LA
for it?
Yeah.
because that's what the NFL does. They're like,
They don't
oh,
do
you want
pay
to
still.
perform? That's great.
I still
$9
don't think they
million.
pay. It used to. I think they wanted pay, but then no one ever did it. But it's
The
free.
Weeknd didn't it? Did it?
Did he?
Yeah. I think
when he got lost in that house of mirrors or whatever. But that LA house thing was great with all the
Amazing.
hip hop.
And usually, like with those, like
superstars.
it's free. Like there's no money exchanged. That's usually what the NFL has done. Is just we're not paying you.
Dr. Pepper.
You get
Cases
this.
of Dr.
I
Pepper.
feel like Beyonce broke it.
Well,
In what way?
Well, her performance was like, it blew the roof off of that place. That, like, ever since then, most performers have been like, yeah, no, I can't do that.
that's
I
why I
know.
really love Usher coming to the answering the call.
I don't
Like somebody's,
My favorite,
I'll do it.
Paul McCartney glued to a piano seat.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Of course you did.
Well, maybe
That
you
was a
stand up
good time.
comedian. Bring on a comedian for a half hour.
That's
set,
right.
You
eh?
know something?
A ventriloquist.
How 15-minute set
A
by
magician.
some
A
comedian.
magician.
Oh.
Yeah. Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. I would tune in for that. Of just him ripping on NFL.
You don't know
owners.
what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, exactly. For me to poop on. Yeah.
Crowd's losing their mind. Taylor Swift's having a time. She's loving
Exactly.
it.
It would. Yeah. You'd have players on the teams coming out to watch
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. Who gets that pull? Right? Beyonce. Give me a break.
We all just laugh for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What better way to bring the world together?
Yeah.
Great point.
Then
Nobody's
comedy.
complaining.
Until someone gets canceled.
Well,
Whoever does the comedy is going to get canceled. Get Ricky Gervais to come out.
Yeah. He's a charmer.
Get him to do it. Just have him stand there for 15 minutes and have him go and say, "Go, Ricky.
Just go.
Have fun."
Yeah.
Let's see. Promote your next
And
Netflix
another one.
special.
just really deadpan.
American football.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, it's soccer.
Who's that comedian, that hamburger guy that used to open for the White Stripes?
The hamburger.
There was a comedian that opened up for the White Stripes.
And his name was Joe Hamburger or something, and he was just brutal. And that was his bit. He'd come, you
tried to
hear the
bomb?
one about the... And people are like, oh my God, what
I
is
love this.
But he just...
I love
booed
this.
off the stage
Yes.
in every locale, but just he'd wear this cheap tuxedo
I
and
love
his
it.
hair was all wet. And so, did you hear the one about... And people just didn't know what
Kind
was
of
hitting
like
them.
a take on
So good.
who's the comedian? Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman had his alter ego, whatever his name was.
Bad, just the worst. Hamburger, something hamburger. Joe Hamburger or something.
I love it.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this one up after, just because it's.
Are we sure it wasn't Jack White dressed up as a?
No. This guy looked and just soaking wet hair. Like it was.
Oh, made it look like he was sweating and all that.
This is a.
Yeah, it was
Why
just
did I
terrible.
not know
Just-
about this?
I thought
bit?
you would have. I thought you would have when I
This is a
brought up the
great
name.
bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's right up your alley. Yeah.
God, White Stripes, call me up. I'll do this.
Gotta look up this guy already.
That's too bad the White Stripes aren't still together, performing, doing music.
Well, yeah. Jack White's a busy man. He's got about 18 bands, and
Does he?
Oh yeah, and he produces full time. And
Neil Hamburger.
Neil Hamburger. Look at him. I think.
Oh,
I
that
think
is-
I think that's Jack
You gotta
White.
look
He's
that
just
one up,
terrible.
people.
Just terrible.
And so
Neil
you would just
Hamburger.
open up on the show, like you go to the show.
You'd go to the show, it'd be like, hey, come to see the White Stripes. So people are there and they're anxious and the lights go down. You're like, oh boy. And then this idiot walks out in this like ill-fitting tuxedo. So did you? And people are like, what the? And just booed. Like,
It's fantastic.
oh, it's so good. So good. Neil Hamburger.
That's a skill to want to be bad,
To bomb.
and bomb it and
Without making it look like you're...
but also then to have to deal with the awkwardness
yeah.
of like your jokes are falling flat. You know that they're gonna fall flat, but it's
that's
still,
my
that
everyday, man.
silence
I
would
was going to
kill.
say, the show back in the
I have
Like-
teenage sons.
Oh, that's
I've made an art form of bombing in front of people.
They can drive now, correct? Both of them?
Oh yeah, and crash cars now. So that's
he's got a new vehicle.
yeah.
Whoa. Story here, yeah?
Oh,
Did you drive the Pope Mobile here again? Or-
The Pope Mobile?
No, not the
you see
Pope
that? Did you
Mobile, not Adolf Hitler's rig. No, it's just a Civic now.
You don't have
Civic.
a car here.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's okay.
Did you walk?
Wow, yeah, no, it's, I took my first ever Uber today.
Did you? Good for you.
But off my own account.
You've
Off
never
your-
ordered an Uber
Not
before?
off my own account. I
Yeah,
downloaded the app
you've
last
jumped
night.
in
and-
people's cars and stuff.
I said,
Where's your
Hussein this
vehicle?
morning. I said, Hussein, good to see you. And he was very confused. And I said, you're my first. Because I always use the wife's account. She just always,
Okay, but what's wrong with your car?
no, just a flat.
Oh,
The
okay.
rims leak in the cold.
Yeah.
Especially in the cold.
Yeah, it's terrible.
My parents took an Uber for the first time in downtown Chicago.
Oh, now that's okay.
I put them in that car. Yeah. We're like waiting middle
Bon
of
voyage.
downtown during
Yeah.
rush hour, and they have to go and make a dinner reservation with my brother. And so a black car rolls up. I open the door, throw my parents in it, close the door, and then literally slap the back end like it's a Pony Express. Yeah!
There we go.
And
Get
last
out of
time you
here!
ever saw them.
And it took me 40 minutes to realize I don't know if that was actually an Uber or not.
Oh, no.
So I had to text my parents.
Well, you know
to
my
make
brother
sure
Lucas.
They had made it to wherever they were supposed to be going.
How did they get back?
No, they went back to the hotel from wherever they were.
But how did they just take a cab then at that point, or if
No,
you got them in this Uber?
that was my brother's problem. That was not my problem.
At the advent of Ubers, Lucas would walk around, pissed drunk and just
randomly
open a door.
getting-
You Uber? He'd say, you Uber. One word, Uber?
Uber?
And they'd be like, no, sir, please get away from me. Wait, why not? You shoot your shot.
Yeah.
I love the Uber.
That would be
except the
disturbing
tipping
at
part
like
now.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That guy.
Lock your doors.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, just don't drive around White Ave and stop randomly in front of a
You got to
bar.
keep moving.
Because someone's gonna be
Gotta
like,
keep moving.
Uber?
Uber?
Just like no.
Running hot,
Uber.
But he was good. He was saying I gave him 5 stars.
Nice.
Yeah, drove me through the Tim's drive-through.
Come
Did you
on.
get him anything? Did you
I offered
Yeah, you
repeatedly, and he was almost
Okay.
getting annoyed at the fact, so I
Yeah.
stopped. And no, it was really
How
good.
many times
It was
did you
a great
offer?
experience.
Like I think it's like a 2 offer.
3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, the third
I just
got me
at
annoyed.
the last time I was like, "Are you sure?" Right, the
The
window.
third probably would have been like, I'm pretty sure I've answered this. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think 2. Hey,
But-
could we go to
but
Tim
for him
Hortons?
making
Also
the
get
trip, I
yourself
wanted to.
something, and then when you're there, like, hey, are you sure? Do you want something? And then I wouldn't have done the
You
third.
should have just gotten like 12 Timbits and just randomly started throwing them at him. Just catch them in your mouth.
I also sat in the front seat, so it was kind of.
Why'd you
idea.
sit in the front?
I know I'm
Oh,
joking,
that's-
but isn't that
okay.
the move? I used to do that with cabs all the time. It was
Yeah.
great. Talk a little soccer, you know how you do.
Yeah. Me never meeting you and like you just sitting
What do you
in
mean
the
people
front.
sit in the back? That looks weird. There's a seat in the front. You gotta. And now I know every time I'd open that door, they always get this
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Now I know why, but
You'd make a joke, slap your leg with laughter, and then the next time you slap his leg in laughter.
a little
Yeah.
squeeze, bit of a squeeze on the knee.
Do you guys like talking with your Uber?
It depends on
Driver?
the time of day. Like this
Yeah.
morning, I didn't say a word. I haven't
okay.
had a drip of coffee. But if you're, if you have a couple pints in you, and
If I am by myself, no. If there's someone else with me, I will do it just to make that person feel uncomfortable.
So that they're not because they're not part of the conversation, or they have
I'd love
to be
to take
part
an
of the
Uber with you
conversation.
sometimes. We should I am just a date. I don't care where we're going. Let's just take a ride,
Drive a couple of Ubers.
Yeah.
cruise around town.
Last few Ubers I had, they didn't have their music on when I got in, which I always find weird.
Yeah.
I don't like the windows down. You can't assume that me sitting in the back, I'm going to want to waft
I've
the
never
air.
had
You
that.
got to have the, and then sometimes I'll roll it up and then you'll roll it back down, and it's the,
Oh,
it's the struggle
no.
throughout the ride where you,
If you roll up the window, you got to leave that if you're the driver.
or else you're not getting a rating. You don't hand out 5 stars like it's.
Do you guys tip with Uber?
I tipped this morning as well.
Yeah, I tend to tip.
Yeah, but that was the thing with Uber was it wasn't supposed to tip. It was supposed to be all encompassing. I don't have to worry about all of that.
That's
how it
everything now,
started,
the way.
right?
Oh, really?
And
Big business lied.
I know.
There goes the typewriter again.
Yeah, when you build your
January
shack.
15th.
And another thing.
An amendment to the changes.
There was supposed to be no tipping with Uber.
I'll build that shack at your place.
It's built. We know it's built.
Start calling you Pete Herman.
I don't even know where you fully live.
Neither
That's
do I.
Luke does.
Probably for the best.
Luke
Luke
seen
does.
He's been out to
Yes.
the compound.
You left him a pass once for the national parks, and he came and picked it
That's
up.
right. Yeah, he came and grabbed it.
We could call it a compound, correct?
Yeah, the commune. Not a compound, just commune. Yeah. Old,
Do you teach out there? Do you have
and-
like a school?
Old Bill and Wendy next door makes it a commune. Yeah. Yeah. My folks were supposed to fly out last night, but they didn't. But I was still supposed to be babysitting their house for the furnace people to come by. So I still got the phone call at 7 o'clock this
Where are
morning.
they flying from?
Heading to Indiana.
Heading to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold there too.
It's not great, man. It's winter or something.
It's that Arctic chill.
Yeah.
That's what
Polar
I've been told.
vortex is what they say.
Is that
That's
what
what
it
Josh
is?
Clausen.
You were having a nice chat with Josh.
I was
this
DMing
weekend.
him. I wanted the D. I said, a couple of cold
You
days.
wanted the D?
Yeah, I heard that. Thank you. I'm glad you pointed that out.
He's handsome. I would want it too.
This happened on the NFL broadcast over the weekend. You saw that too, eh? Riding the D. What was it? Riding the D. They're going to ride the D. The Chiefs are going to ride the D.
They're going to ride the D, and then of
Warren
course
Sapp was like, or something.
And just looked right at him and made it sure it was really awkward. You're like, excuse me?
Everything's gross these days. But no, Clausen was he's very good. You can just DM him and he'll answer any question. But yeah, this is now a week with this. I said, is it going to turn into like a month? Like if this was like a month long, because you get those heat waves, right?
Yeah. What's the
30 above for a?
So how long is it like? Because we're still going to be like minus 20 this week.
Yeah,
for the most part.
It's supposed to go to minus 13
for you?
tomorrow.
Like
-6 by next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I never trust all that. Tomorrow's minus 16.
Yeah.
Wednesday minus 22. Thursday minus 22. Friday
Then
minus
starting to
15.
warm.
But like, where's like it's too cold for a stretch?
Well, that's what I'm saying. A couple days is whatever. A week is like, whoa, you're pushing it here.
If we were still going to be minus 20 all week this week, is that fine because it's enough of a reprieve from what we had last week? Or is that still a little too cold? Want to get to closer minus 10, minus 15?
If you have more than 2 weeks of minus 20 or colder, that's too long.
And we did that. That was a couple of winters ago. We had that.
Yeah.
Where it was like Feb or something.
We had a March where it was just cold the entire March, and I was upset.
But that tree's falling over in my yard.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the timeline would be like.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm good with it though, is that it's almost over though, right? We're halfway through January. There's really 2.5 months left.
I thought you meant of life.
No, maybe not going there.
It felt like a Matthew Iwanyk thing to say.
The ride's almost over.
The sun's gonna blow up right away, and we're all done. And it's all finished.
You're right, Matthew.
No.
I guess that's one way to look at it. It's almost over.
2.5 months.
March is a long one though. In February, I think we get 29 this year, right?
Yeah, we have one extra day. But it's just like days get longer, sunlight comes out a little bit more.
Oh, jeez.
You gotta look for the positives.
The sunlight, at least as long as it was sunny.
You gotta keep waking up.
Yes.
I like the sun.
Your hot take last week nailed it. Which is like
I don't give a damn.
When the sun is out, it does feel warmer.
It's just nice.
Like in that.
That was literally a hot take.
Do you miss hot takes?
Pun intended.
No, I never liked hot takes.
You would write hot takes the morning up.
You search that hashtag Fraserisms on Twitter, and it's him being like, "Do you have any takes?" 5 minutes before that, it was great.
You would have loved Hernan Salas when he did hot takes.
Well, I love Hernan Salas.
Yeah,
but he didn't want to do hot takes, so he became the man of the people, and he just got hot takes from other people.
Yeah.
And the best part was he'd read us 5 hot takes, and then afterwards, like, I'd like to thank and he'd read off from. It was just like the Academy Awards, where he just labeling all these people. It was the best.
He's a good man.
And then when when it didn't go well, he just blame everyone else.
Yeah, as you should.
Win and then blame. Yeah.
Just go, these guys, they ruined it. You guys didn't give me any good hot takes. This is awful. And he'd go in going that way too. He's like, no one gave me anything good
Hernan's
this week.
from a big family. He understands that whatever it is, it flows down.
Take credit when you can, but then you can blame and blame.
Exactly. Yeah.
I missed when Hernan was doing those hot takes.
I like how he corrected it.
Wyatt was really good at hot takes.
Nobody misses your hot takes.
Wyatt was really good.
He's a comedian in his own. Yeah.
Wyatt was excellent.
He can write
hot
a baby.
takes.
He should be doing Super Bowl halftime.
You know what's funny? So we're going to Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for Super Bowl.
Yes.
EST crew's going to be there. Dusty saying something about us then doing the next day.
Menu items under $10.
Yes,
I'm getting a room for sure. I think he wants to do like
6 o'clock or lager.
Yep.
On cans special there. It's not on tap, but we'll have cans there of 6 o'clock or lager. So we'll be at the Super Bowl. Maybe it'll be Bills versus Lions. I would love to see the Lions there just to see how Dusty acts.
Not well,
right?
Great.
Not
While
well.
it's a business event, listeners are there, but then the Lions are in the Super Bowl. To watch Dusty there would be quite amazing.
I'm cheering for the Bills, but I wouldn't mind a stress-free day.
As long as he doesn't take the microphone to the bathroom, which he did several years ago.
We won't get into that.
Tell. Go on.
But we'll be at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Where the sports bar used to be the spot that they would do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I saw Wyatt do stand-up there.
At that Yuck Yucks.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Right. Him and Ty Jordan did open mic night right before COVID and stuff. So when I visited them, and they weren't that bad, but yeah, Wyatt's good and stuff. So
it's a great place to watch the game. Full TV wrap. You got the ponies as well going on, the off-track betting. It's just a great place to go. We might be having our CFL Fantasy Dunya AGM this week.
Not might.
Well, Luke's flight was delayed last night.
Oh, was it?
This is something we'll have to talk about off air, but it might be in flux. So we have to. But great place if you're looking for fantasy drafts or anything such as that. Talk to Renee, great host there. I can't wait. Super Bowl is going to be fantastic.
We could expect to see you there.
Damn well better. I'll get you a captain's platter. Remember, like good old times.
Oh, man.
I'll eat as much deep fried food as you want.
Yeah.
You name it, I'll pack it in.
Yeah.
For your you don't even have to watch the football game.
They would just give me like really skinny street teamers, and I would just make them eat in front of me.
Do you remember the one time where you kept feeding me those sugary drinks?
Yeah.
The fish bowls and the. Yeah.
So that's a maybe.
Yeah, sure. Put me down.
We'll put you down as a maybe.
Yeah.
He won't be able to resist.
You don't.
No.
Don't
We'll
use the
text him-
typewriter for
we'll
it.
just
but,
text him every day leading up.
pencil in the margin.
Come for a half.
Sentry.
Play the tables.
We'll just do that. But yeah, like
You can stay in my room.
So plan is to try to do the shows all day and the next day
Why
at
not?
the casino.
As I said, we can assist in the cleanup. I wouldn't mind going around and pushing chairs back in.
wiping them down.
Pouring the half fulls into one glass.
It's fair. Why not? We'll make our own Dr. Pepper, right? Whole brew.
Here, we'll try my Dr. Pepper.
Sure, we all take a swig.
You're right, Eric. There is a bit of vanilla in this.
That's what you call it.
Yeah, it will be a great time though. It's
Hell of a
Centric
time.
Seasburg. And they have just amazing, like great TV setup. Like it's just like
You don't
two
turn your head like a
walls
goon.
of TV.
It's all there. Yeah, you don't have to be
Don't
like,
turn your head like a
well,
goon.
the
Well,
little
there-
one, I gotta.
There's going to be a TV like there for you.
It's wrapped, baby.
Like you'll have like 5 of them right in front of your face, all with the game because there's
appreciate-
nothing else to be
listen,
watching.
If there's
And then
anything
there's
I
the
hate more,
Greyhounds on the
it's
side.
direct eye contact. So I appreciate it.
there's none of that there.
That allows me to always look slightly up and over someone's shoulder at all times.
And they got the horse track to the side. You
Oh,
can watch-
the off track.
Yeah.
You thought Shanks was something.
yeah,
You got to come meet just the cast of characters. You'd love it.
I'm sure I would.
love it.
Yeah.
Does Carson show up for Super Bowl?
Damn. If there's prizes on the line, Carson will be there. Guy walks in with he reads James Patterson novels. Just shows up to win, but he'll come there and read.
Read it, James Patterson.
And then leave.
Some heavy reading.
Oh, at a casino, nonetheless. Yeah,
and
you'll be there.
And menu items, like Eric said, under $10.
Great.
You're not
deal.
going to beat that.
Drink specials, 6 o'clock or lager.
You think he's rereading these? Like, do you think this is like second or third time through on those books?
James Patterson has a lot of books.
They're weathered, but
That's what I'm saying.
he goes through them a lot. He loves James Patterson, but they're all like they're
Clearly.
they're
He
not
brings
brand
it
new.
to a casino.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that, I could see that going to like used bookstore or something,
yeah.
getting a James Patterson.
He's not attached to these.
No,
it's a one and
he's
done.
not a guy that's
He
going
doesn't.
out
He doesn't
to,
show
like,
you this is my James Patterson
He's
shelf.
not going to Indigo and buying James Patterson brand new.
No.
I had a relative that used to like steal softcover books. So basically, back in the old days, drugstores didn't send back the books; they would tear off the front cover and just send back the front covers to get the money back from the distributors, and then they'd have to bin the book itself, like in the dumpster. And this relative would literally just go to the dumpster and
Why not?
get all the softcover books that they wanted without the
In fact,
cover.
the cover can sometimes spoil it for you. You don't know what you're getting into, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, sure.
Does this relative live on the commune?
No. Didn't pass the test.
So with that amount of reading, you
Yeah, exactly. I brought my own toilet paper, they said.
Yes,
we were
they
like,
said.
I don't think that's toilet paper, man. Well, it works for me.
Chapter 2.
That'd be good for the shack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
You know?
It would be really good for your chef.
It's got multiple purposes.
Good ideas.
You could start the fire going with it, or
Yeah.
there's it's multi-use.
Yeah, that's right.
So where's this pharmacy you speak of again?
Most. That's where it is. Most pharmacies.
Well, they wouldn't do that nowadays.
I don't know what they
It's all
do
changed
nowadays.
now.
Like
the
with
internet.
old books,
I have no idea, man.
I would think it either goes back to the publisher or
Books,
it's being
schmucks.
donated.
You get
It's
the
being
internet.
donated
You-
somewhere
yeah.
or something. And
Wi-Fi and
do you do ebooks at all?
Is
Reading
that,
ebooks?
Kindle.
Oh, like, no, my wife does, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like, just
It's a
staring
weird
at her
one.
phone nonstop. It's not well.
You want to be turning the page. It's
It
the
doesn't
romance
about
of,
it.
yeah.
I
kinda-
do a ton of audiobooks. That's what I do.
You are a podcast guy.
Do you do that? Is that while you're running?
No,
no?
I can only run to music. But I walk a lot. Like, I do a lot of like 2-hour walks, and I'll listen to books then. Yeah. Infinite Jest is what I'm making my way through right now.
Do you find that
The
you
fourth turning. You should.
Sure.
Yeah.
do you find that you like miss parts of it? Like you'll zone out, or are you like good at?
When I'm walking, no, I'll pay attention when I'm walking. If I was running, I wouldn't.
Out in Chicago.
Yeah, that's right. Although I had someone say it's Chikaku. And I was like,
that's what I always say.
I was like,
I never heard of Chikaku.
I feel like you want to get into a fight about this, and I don't care.
VR Montenegro says they used to do that with comics too, ripping of them.
There you go.
So many Archies.
So there you go.
So many Archies.
Oh, Archie's Digest.
Max Chipman, my baba used to work at Guardian Drugstore, and they would take all the old outdated magazines and we'd get them. Best day ever.
Yeah.
So.
See?
So is Archie
I'm not alone in this.
Yeah, oh, no.
Yeah, this is a thing.
If you know, you know.
I would have loved that.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shocker. That Matthew Iwanyk would have liked something for free. Huh.
If you want to read magazines or newspapers for free,
how is it you're not
EPL,
a hoarder?
baby.
How are you
EPL.
not a hoarder?
Have you heard the chicken thing in his freezer?
We're not going into that right now.
What? No, now I need to know. What's going on?
We're going to talk about that later.
What's going on? How much chicken do you have in your freezer?
Actually, my freezer was actually really full for a while. I'm having to clean it out.
Do you cook?
I didn't mean to bring that up again, but I had to.
I don't cook enough.
No, of course
because
not.
I go to my parents on Sunday.
No kidding. Yeah.
And my mom goes, take food.
Yeah.
And I load up on food for the week. And then so I only have to cook for like a couple days in the week.
Yeah.
Because I go on Sundays. But right now, because I do have to clear out some stuff from my freezer.
Yeah.
My mom's like, I'm not cooking as much right now. So get rid of your stuff in the
freezer. Does your sister-in-law give you food as well?
Occasionally, not much.
I bet she does.
No, not too much though.
Yeah.
No, like
they all talk about you when you leave.
Slight concern, but like
if I go, like
it starts with he's fine, and then they list their concerns.
No, they know.
But he's fine, they say. But are you a little bit? Should we be concerned with?
Oh, I like cooking. Straight up, I actually do like cooking.
You
I enjoy
enjoy
it. I'm actually not a bad cook.
Yeah.
It's just I go. My mom's an Italian.
Yeah.
So she makes a lot of food. She can't help herself.
and good food.
She can't help
He
it.
immediately went Italian, like.
The race card, I know.
Well, she likes. She makes good food.
She makes food.
All of a sudden, the hands start coming out.
But no, it's like straight up like one of those things
he's
where
Joe Pesci stopping at his grandma's.
What's
house.
your favorite dish to make though? Are you like a Mediterranean?
me-
Are you doing just chicken and rice? What's the if
I always loved
the one
actually
meal,
just
your
cooking
go-to meal?
burgers like on the grill, like doing it from scratch.
But in your
getting
stove,
meat
like on
and
the-
stuff.
or-
So.
Doing it from scratch. You grind your own meat.
Well, not that far, but like not buying pre-made burgers and stuff like that.
I butcher the cow.
Like
do you eat
frozen
it out? Do you
burgers
have a
or
griddle?
something.
Do you a flat? Like
No,
or
I just regular. I do like just any sort of chicken, anything involving chicken.
chicken's good.
But salmon is a big one for me in any of the ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't gone crazy. I'm not making a beef Wellington. Although I've made a salmon Wellington before.
You haven't gone.
salmon Wellington.
salmon
Well,
You
that's more
haven't
crazy
gone
than a beef one.
more crazy. You're right.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Talk about the salmon Wellington though.
It's very similar to a beef Wellington.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
really?
it's puff pastry and it's
With salmon. Yeah.
with salmon inside. You make like a little pesto layer for it. It was, and yeah.
You can call me Jerry Jones because I'm floored.
I don't know if I
But
get
no, I
that.
like cook. But it's
His post game is.
but you go to
okay.
yeah. But I go to my mom's and she just has a lot of food, and so there's a lot of and I don't like throwing food away, so
Yes.
I take it home.
As evidence with the
That's what he
freezer chicken
hoards.
thing.
But
No,
that's
no,
what he
you
hoards.
got to ask him about that.
Okay, yeah.
Our two.
Yeah. How much chicken did you get?
It's just half a chicken still or whatever that's left.
Of?
The hottest hot of chicken at Northern Chicken.
Yeah.
Who go support Northern Chicken?
Yes.
104th Street.
Downtown.
Out there, great chicken. And
Sure.
the hottest of hot. I always forget what it's called.
But it's
It has
very
the F
it's
word in it.
GT. Get the F out.
That's
hot
what it
or
is.
something like that.
It's
Come on. You've already taken the
no,
cap
I'm not
off
going to
this
go
one.
that far.
You're a real tease.
So-
You know that?
He's the one.
I'm not the first one to make that observation, though.
I just find it fascinating. I love you. I love you for a variety of ways, but that's one of them. That whole
Just to clarify, and that's one of them, not but. Yeah.
whom?
Yes.
Can Bill Belichick actually work for Jerry Jones?
No, not a chance.
Jerry Jones is a GM still, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's GM
yeah.
owner, not a chance.
No, that's the thing.
So who goes? Pete Carroll. That's who I would say would be the next Cowboys coach.
Pete Carroll's like 70.
He's getting an upstairs.
72.
He's
Yeah.
getting a job upstairs.
He doesn't want it. He wants to be coaching.
Well,
Yeah,
Watch Pete Carroll. Pete
I don't
Carroll's
want
72.
a 72-year-old Pete Carroll coaching my team.
If you're the Cowboys and you're looking to win right now, Pete Carroll's got a good another 3-4
you
years
have
of
to
coaching.
change time zones though.
No.
At that age.
That's right. I've got all these watches I need to change the time on now.
I can
No
see him
deal.
chomping the gum on the Cowboys sideline there, but Jones has to relinquish something to bring in one of those fish, does he not?
I don't think Pete Carroll.
I would think
Pete Carroll was never the GM.
I would think
of the
culturally
Seahawks.
Pete Carroll does not mesh with a Dallas
That's
Cowboys.
another thing. It just kind of if Jerry Jones still has his hands in the day to day, I just think the two.
But if you're looking to win the next couple of years, like there's
what
your
he
window
wants.
right now. Pete Carroll can go
Right
do
now.
that for you. You're not getting Jim Harbaugh's not coming to work for Jerry Jones.
Nor should you want him to. Like,
He
why
built
is
that
there,
culture.
why is
That
there
doesn't
all
make
this
any
love
sense.
about Jim Harbaugh?
Because he builds winning culture.
He's an exciting guy. He's
Everywhere he's gone,
khaki pants.
he's built
What
them
are you
up.
talking about?
San Jose State, he built up. He made Stanford a football program for a while.
Sure.
He took San Francisco to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He then went to
Did
Michigan.
he win?
They got the 2 NFC championship games
Sure,
and took
yeah,
him
but
to the
did
Super
he
Bowl.
win?
brought them
How
back
many
Like-
coaches never get to a Super
And
Bowl?
then he went to Michigan and did
And
they
won.
win?
Yes.
eventually.
They just
They
won.
And,
Just.
and
They
with cheating.
literally
And they
just
cheated.
won.
in a
And they
way.
cheated,
And they
right.
cheated.
And they went to 3 straight college playoffs. He built that program up again.
Overrated.
You're just
If
mad
he
because
didn't-
There's an argument. You can make an argument.
If he
He
didn't
went-
wear
I
the
know you
cheapest
can't. He
pants
went
known
there.
to
It's the
man,
khakis. It's all the. It's
if he
khaki
didn't wear
power,
the
I know.
cheapest pants known to man, he would have no gimmick. Like, it's the gimmick that people love.
You can't deny that everywhere
He's
been,
not
he's
even
won.
the most talented
Or has got them.
Harbaugh.
No, he's not.
Like-
No, he's
Oh,
not.
he won't disagree with you here.
John is the better coach.
Yes!
John straight up is the better coach. But Jim is a fantastic coach still.
Hi, I'm John Harbaugh. I'm an established professional head coach. Hire my weird brother. Why do I want your weird brother, man?
Who cheated?
Yes.
Because he might bring you back
No,
to prominence.
he's gonna do nothing.
Because he's always done that. You're just jealous because he's never come back to Chicago.
I don't
Well,
want
in
him
saying
there.
all this, though, it's going to be with the Chargers, right? That's the one organization that would
I think
take the bite, right?
Sure.
It's LA, and they don't care. They're
and they're desperate.
there's no culture there.
Yeah.
I think
gotta be it.
that's the most attractive job opening right now at this
As a
moment.
quarterback, plug and play.
And even if the Cowboys job does open up, that's still, I think Chargers is still the most attractive job.
I just don't know why anyone would want to work for Jerry Jones.
Well, that's just it.
Do you know
Until
why?
he takes his hand off the wheel.
The one reason is if you go win with Dallas, you're a god.
Yeah, but you could say the
Right.
same thing about winning with the New York Giants.
Yeah,
say,
no, 100.
like-
But if you go take the Cowboys back and they win for the first time since the 90s, you're that coach
Yeah, but
that did it.
You're not going to win
It's
as long as Jerry Jones
America's
is
team.
Can
making
anybody
his
do
moves.
it with the current model?
Yeah.
With him all over the blueprints and everything.
When you know
Likely no.
as a player, if your head coach is giving you tough love treatment and you don't like it, and you can immediately go to the owner / GM and he'll listen to you, that you can't succeed in an organization like that.
It's a weird one.
Like, you have to have barriers in line, right? Like, players answer to the coach. Except
Like most modern day teams kinda
except in
do.
Dallas, where players might answer to the coach, but the owner / general manager will still then go talk to the players without going through the coach first, and vice versa. Like,
And I know he was shocked yesterday post game, and I brought up that quote from him, but he loves it.
yes,
Like he loves whether it's positive or negative. He loves being the first one
People
to
are
be interviewed, the
talking
first
about
one
it.
to yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
and until that goes away, who
Not only
else
that,
takes?
but he's won his Super Bowl. Like, he's a guy that just enjoys the moment, right? Like, he's not desperate for a Super Bowl. He has a Super Bowl ring or two, right? Like, so he's not in the same boat as other owners who have recently purchased a franchise and are desperate for their moment in the sun. That's not who Jerry Jones is. He likes meddling. I don't blame him. If I had that kind of money, I would meddle as much, if not more, as he does.
With the already rep of having
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, like, the only thing that would keep me away is, I really want a championship. I guess I better shut up and get
Yeah.
into the background and let some professionals handle
Exactly.
this. But as soon as they did, I would be messing around treating it like a fantasy football squad, which is basically what Jerry Jones does.
Your can's empty, I'm assuming.
It's getting there, yeah. I don't like drinking the bottoms, especially these pre-mixed. Like, I shook it up enough.
Yeah. No, it's if you want, we can make the switch. You and YouTube Trev.
10:03.
We're halfway through. Yeah. It just flies by when we're having fun.
Press him on the chicken story for hour 2.
Wow, it's a real hook.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Mott's Clamato, Caesar, Matt Iwanyk, Wil Fraser. That was Lieutenant Eric coming in. Will be YouTube Trev, who you saw in the mall over Christmas.
Why couldn't he stick around? There's 4 chairs. What kind of a show are you running here?
Because he just did 3 hours of radio prior. So give him a reprieve instead of having to be on air for 5
it's
hours.
hard work.
It's a lot to do 5 straight.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, of course you have.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So he's got things to do.
But it's not.
Yeah, but I don't want to strain Eric.
I mean, he's just going to be waiting for an Uber to go home anyways, so.
Well, I could drive him home.
It's true. If your vehicle starts.
My vehicle start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a new battery last year. Didn't start last year at one point, so I had to put a new battery in. So it's good now.
Did you put the battery in yourself, or did you have a mechanic do it?
Hired AMA to do it.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you
I'm
did.
not touching that one. I think I could have, but I'm not messing with
Yes,
that.
of course you could have. It's the most basic vehicle thing you can do.
Yeah, but there's a warranty with it, of it being installed, all that stuff.
You're ridiculous.
Got AMA. Why not do it with them? It all works.
Did they give you the AMA battery? Is that what they did?
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, no, I always spot those too. Yeah.
And Trev's
look
got
who
the
he
Mott's
is.
Clamato too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. How are you doing, gents?
Good. You saw Will at the mall over
Yeah.
Christmas?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we passed, yeah.
That was good. I said, hey, and then you'd kind of
Yeah.
you're like, who's that?
I had
That
to-
looks
I had
familiar.
to process through like the last 40 years of my life who it may have been, and it was a recent addition, so
let's
it took
go.
a while to like get in. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, it's Trev, and then my wife was like, I don't know about that mustache, and then we fought for the next 5 minutes about whether or not that was a good mustache.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I
you-
think
you
it's
like
solid.
it.
I
You
love
like it.
it.
Yeah.
I
She
love
doesn't
it.
like it?
She's an anti-mustache person.
That's rude.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
rude.
And I said, usually I agree with you, but this guy's pulling it off.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man.
Like
Yeah, that
some
means a
guys,
lot.
some guys are trying the mustache, and it's like, don't.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's-
Oh,
it's
I got
not-
a few buddies.
It's not for you. Yeah,
The-
but you know,
the-
if you could do this,
Yeah, the worst is like I have a buddy that's just got a terrible stash, and he's like, "Oh, I wish mine was like yours," and I'm like, "No, yours is great, but it's not." that
you
great.
lie to him.
Don't you have to?
You're
I don't know
not
what
a
I'm
good
supposed to
friend.
say,
Will's
like-
not doing that.
I
Yeah,
don't
Will
know.
tells
He's
you
gonna
the
be like,
truth.
"Oh yeah, that's pretty bad, man. I don't know what you're doing there." So
Hopefully he's
yeah.
not listening.
No.
What's his
I hope
name?
Not. No, I'm not gonna say.
Come
that.
on.
Okay, he's a buddy from back home.
He won't tell the chicken story. You
yeah.
won't say you're
right, 'cause
one
they-
buddy with a bad mustache. Everyone knows who it is, right? Everyone. If there's anyone listening if he's listening right now, he knows you're talking
Yeah,
about
he's
him.
like-
so
Or there are
just say
multiple
his
buddies.
name.
Do
Maybe.
multiple buddies
Maybe
have
there's a
mustaches
few.
back? Or is it just the one?
There's just there's a few, but there's one in particular.
What's his
I'm just
name? Name his
no,
name.
I can't.
What letter does it start with?
T.
T.
Okay, well then now they
yeah.
now they all know.
No, it's like
And what's the next letter?
I can't. I'll feel too bad. He'll be
Oh
like,
my
"You were-"
goodness.
He's like, you were lying to me all along.
Yes. Yeah. I was. I mistakenly lied to you. Now I will tell you the truth because I love you. Like just
What-
say it.
Do you want to be lied to for
Exactly.
things, or do you not do? Like,
Well, see,
if
I
your
was just trying to
mustache
be
wasn't
nice.
good, would you want us to tell you, Trev, your mustache is actually pretty
Well, see,
crappy?
all along, I thought
Or-
people thought it was just a terrible mustache, and I thought it was a joke. That's why people were wanting me to keep it, So that's why I thought it was just a joke all along. But people are saying, like, no, it's actually good. I'm like, I don't know if you're being serious. So, yeah, honestly, personally, what would I like? I think I'd like for you to tell a fib and lie and tell me
Really?
that you like it, even though you don't.
There is only one problem with your mustache.
It's
and
kind
that-
of the stragglers.
No.
some loss.
It's the mustache of a man of few words.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you
That's
kind of
fair.
actually have to like
play into that.
play into that, be the guy that just doesn't say much.
Yeah.
But when you speak,
But when
it's
you
profound.
speak, people are kind of like,
It's like,
very
oh,
wise.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'll work on that.
Damn.
You won't,
Yeah,
you won't
yeah.
hear
Did
from me
Trev
for the
just
rest of the
say that?
show.
Yeah. Tell him that right at the start
Well,
of
it's
the
like,
hour on the show.
well,
that
who's-
works.
I'm just
Who's
gonna
the
look at the
actor
camera.
in Big Lebowski? The cowboy. Who's the
Oh, I've never seen
Jeff
Big
Bridges?
Lebowski.
not Jeff Bridges? Jeff Bridges is the dude. Who's the cowboy in the bowling alley?
You're gonna hear Dusty get mad right away.
Dusty!
I've never watched Big Lebowski.
Me either. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
Why am I in this room right now?
I've heard like I get the references and I need to. That's been because
I need to.
Yeah, well, you guys.
You
like,
should want to.
oh, I do want to. I do want to. Like yeah, I'll get on that phrase.
It is the greatest hangout movie ever made.
I'll get on.
Continues to be
I think
so.
Dusty just heard
Dustin!
it. I think he just heard it.
Yeah. They're laughing or something. No, that's good. That's good. So,
Dusty's been mad at me for a few movies recently that I haven't
Oh
seen.
my God,
Because like,
how
I
have you not
haven't
seen
seen
that?
Tombstone.
I think this actor's in Tombstone as well.
And he was just like, well, like, why aren't you, like, how have you not seen Tombstone? He's like, so you could get the references. And I was like, I could still laugh at your references. Like, I just fake it.
Just fake it.
I know how to fake it.
All right.
I know how to play in. I don't need to watch Big Lebowski. I'm good.
that's fair.
If I've gone this long without seeing it, I think I'm pretty good.
You're making me want to build a cabin in the woods and make a list
Of just things about me.
Yeah, exactly. And you never watched The Big Lebowski.
Oh, Joe Balanesky, Big Lebowski is an overrated movie. So,
Sure. That's
I don't need to go watch it.
That's like your opinion, man.
Exactly. Everyone has their own things.
This is my opinion.
I did just watch Dune recently for the first time, and I didn't mind Dune.
Which one? The latest one?
No, it's coming out in March.
Dune?
Dune 2.
Yeah, no, but you just watched the latest.
Oh, yeah, the Timothée Chalamet version of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's brilliant.
That was really good.
Yeah. But
I enjoyed it. I look forward to number 2 coming up.
That's the Denis Villeneuve. He's a brilliant director. One of the best directors working right now. And a Canadian.
The guy that did the music is
nice.
one of the best.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Is one of the best musical score or movie
But Denis
scores you
Villeneuve
can have.
he did Arrival. He did Sicario.
I didn't mind Arrival.
Sicario is fantastic. Like, guy does not make bad movies. He only
Christopher
makes good-
Nolan nails him. Although I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, and I do want to watch it.
Yeah, that's up there for me too. That one just.
I need it on Crave.
Yeah, I missed it in theater. But Oppenheimer, I've heard nothing but amazing things. So
I'm too old of a man. I don't have a 3.5 hour bladder anymore. that's my
fair.
problem.
That's
So
a long one.
pause.
Well, that's why I didn't see it in the theaters.
Oh, okay. That's-
I was just kind of like, I don't know if I can do it.
I think the only way to have seen in the theaters would have been to actually go see the IMAX.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
not just
that's a
like it
big
would have
one.
had to have been done the way Christopher Nolan wanted with the IMAX.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're ever going to get movies like that anymore.
Well,
Done the
whatever
IMAX way.
Yeah.
Whatever next Tom Cruise movie is that way. Tom Cruise only films in IMAX now, and it's fantastic. The guy just pulls it off.
Yeah, he's
Well, when you got a whole church behind you.
It's true, man. At least religion's working for him.
Oh, Sam Elliott? Is that who you're
Sam
thinking of?
Elliott, thank you.
Oh,
Vera
that's a
Montenegro
familiar
helps
name.
you out with that one.
Yes.
So
yeah,
Sam
see?
Elliott.
that
Sam
name rings
Elliott.
a bell.
that does.
Yeah, like man of fewer words, but what you say carries more weight.
I
with
like
a mustache
that.
like that.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I've never been that kind of guy.
Yeah,
but,
well,
I
it's
need to
tough to
start
pull
working.
off,
It
right?
is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. No, for sure.
Just get AI open up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have it listen
Just
to the
say,
conversation and just be like
what should I
looking
say?
for the most profound thing to say here.
Yeah.
And then when it comes, just read that.
Guys.
And people be stunned by that.
That'd be good.
We've talked about
Chat GPT.
we've talked about that
Yeah.
before on this, so it's
It's fantastic. What a resource.
AI is insane. And then
it
the morning.
sucks
Yeah.
Why does it suck?
because everyone's getting too into it. Which is it's going to be
Rely
terrible
on
for the
it too
world.
much?
It's going to be terrible for
Scary.
the world.
You're an AI hipster. That's
no,
what you are.
No. When I'm
It's
watching
played out, man.
when I'm online and people are creating fake security cam videos with AI that look so real.
Yeah.
That's
that
scary.
scares the hell out of
Yeah.
me of the future of what
No,
could be done.
You know
with
what
it.
the future is?
It's awful.
The future is you'll actually have to meet people in person and like actually be face to face before you can trust again, which is probably a really good thing.
It's
for
not.
society.
No, there's going to be bad allegations, bad things being done. It's one of those. Earlier when I said it's all going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I wish actually it was the way you were thinking. When it comes to AI.
Yeah, I don't know why exactly. I don't know why you're getting agitated. This is something you usually look forward to. The good news is AI will ruin us all someday. So, I have that to look forward to.
It is getting very scary. I seen like a video. It's like they can do like, you can have like videos now, and then I don't know. They're just it's getting way too out of hand.
I am not
Some
an
of the stuff
overly online
it's
person,
scary.
so it doesn't scare me at all.
that's fair.
So just be less
Well, then you're
online
good,
and you'll
you're
be
good.
less scared.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the world. The world is very online. We're online. You're online right now.
Yeah.
Say hi to
That
the
is
online
true.
people, Will.
Yeah. But think of how much better this will be when you can just have an AI guest. That's going to be way better than us.
Maybe they just know what to say. When
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I would. Why would I be here?
I think you
And then
just,
why?
AI
I think you just made a lot of people
AI
really
man.
happy.
Yes, but then also Dusty will look like, why do I need him here?
Yeah, like,
and then I don't have a job
When
because
AI
AI took
Matt
over.
Damon is interviewing AI Steven Seagal, this show is going to kill.
But then I'm out of a job.
No, you are still the AI wrangler at that point.
Are we gonna have AI wranglers? I don't like where this is going, Will.
Yeah. AI Matt Damon became self-aware. We've got a bit of a problem.
Just quickly, I do want to say for those Nasty Club members, we do a draw each month for joining us on the Hangout. And the winner for the month of December, it is Trevor Harris.
Nice.
Not the quarterback of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who got a restructured contract, and he's going to be paid $250,000 in signing bonus to have his restructured contest. No, Nasty Club member Trevor Harris. I'll be in touch with him
How's that
to
guy
get
still
him
getting a paycheck, by the way?
because he had a pretty good year last year. Trevor,
good.
I'll get in touch with you
Exactly.
soon to get you in. Hopefully, we'll get you in the next couple of weeks. The November winner was Grumpy Cat. He's away this month, so hopefully we'll have him on in February. And our first winner was Mick from Beaumont, who we had on the show back in November. So, Trevor, congratulations. You are the winner for the Nasty Club to join us on the Hangout for the month of December, and I will be in touch.
That's huge. And great name.
Trevor Harris feels like a popular name.
I
feels
feel
like
like
a
I've
lot
heard that
of-
Well,
name.
yeah.
a few
Harris
times.
would be a pretty common last name, no?
Yeah, it's not uncommon. You're right.
And Trevor's
Yeah.
not like a wild first name or anything. There's a Trevor right here.
Yeah, it's right.
Hey.
Yeah, it was definitely popular in your sort of your 10-year window when you were born.
Well, it was weird. I was just telling Dusty and LT on the morning show last week. The first Trevor I ever met was here in Edmonton when I moved here a year ago.
Oh, this place.
There's no Trevors back home. None.
place is chock
Isn't that
full
weird?
of Trevors.
Isn't that weird?
I'd find that one weird.
Yeah, and I was talking to Trevor Savage, and then there's a fireman Trev, and then Dusty and LT were saying there is a whole week dedicated to Trevors, and I'm like, that's so weird because there's like
Trevor
none
Stewart,
back home.
former engineer.
That's right.
Well, he's still the
T-Rev.
I don't get it. Yeah, so kind of cool. I like it. It's nice to see another Trev. I'm like, oh, what's up?
Oh, really? You don't feel threatened by it?
No.
Look
at his stash.
I was just going to say,
looks
with
at them
that
and goes, "Look at
mustache,
me."
do you feel threatened by
they get
anything?
scared of me. Yeah,
Who are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, he looks down on them all.
I am
you
the
should.
alpha Trevor. I'm just joking.
He's the Trevor. Wait till he starts saying the profound words.
Yeah.
Then that will elevate him even
Yeah,
higher.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
But when
like you
his
want to
AI
hear,
I just need two.
When
You
his
wanna hear
AI
what-
mustache becomes self-aware, then we're in trouble.
then we're screwed.
starts waving at people. Yeah, I just need a toothpick, and then I'll be well on my way.
No, I think wouldn't
Pipe?
match.
Wouldn't match. Oh, I like that. Oh, I have a pipe.
What about a pipe?
I
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
nice
I
pipe.
think with a mustache
Whenever
like that, you
I
can
go
pull off a
fishing back
lot
home,
of
I brought out my pipe.
affect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the match though. I've never done that one, so that's good.
Just having a match in your mouth.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
Cool. You never know.
Yeah.
You need a light.
you gotta strike in.
And then you just and there you go.
Well, no, you do it on the bottom of your cowboy boot.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You feel like it sounds like you have experience with this, Will.
Yeah, the next door neighbor growing up, Ross Akins, he always had a wooden
Akins?
match. Yeah.
Any
Always had a
relation?
wooden- No, spelt completely differently. Yeah. Other than Dallas Eakins. I had a dream about him the other day.
Dallas Eakins?
Yeah.
Please tell.
Weird.
Yeah. It was
What
a
an interesting
dream.
person to be dreaming about.
Yeah, it was a weird dream. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember any details?
I just remember all
was
of a
there.
sudden being in conversation with Dallas Akins. And like,
Was it hockey, or did you guys talk about life, or like running,
yeah, I think it might have been like a triathlon or something like that. It
getting
was-
advice from a triathlon?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Or were you giving him advice?
It could have been either way. I can't remember. I just remember waking up and going, really? Dallas Akins?
Yeah, that's weird.
He's your running spirit animal.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. He did not have enough buttons done up. I do remember that.
Interesting. What a sight.
He always had one more button undone than should have been. That's what I remember about Dallas.
Like his suits?
On his
And
shirts. On his shirts. He always had like he had it unbuttoned, which is fine, but then he always had that
The one
extra
extra?
where you're just like, it's one too many. There's one too many buttons.
He's a GM now.
Of?
For
German club, I think. It's Germany. GM head coach of a team out there.
Is it hockey or soccer? Because that's
Hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's no Ralph Kruger.
Yeah.
He's no Ralph Kruger. I don't even know what Ralph Kruger's up to these days.
Who knows?
I'd be
He
intrigued.
is that.
He's
That
the
name-
world's, like, the NHL's most interesting man.
Yeah. He
is.
is
He
that
is.
name that gets floated out there once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Like
For whatever reason.
maybe he'll come
be,
in and
yeah.
save everything.
Well, I think he's done now in the
Oh, really?
NHL.
Really, his Midas touch on the Oilers and the Buffalo Sabres wasn't enough to get him a new gig?
I think he's. I don't think we're going to see that one again. It's like David Blatt. We never heard from again.
Yeah.
Head coach of the Cavs and stuff.
Yeah.
Brought him in from Euro basketball and stuff, and it just. We've never heard his name ever again.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kruger.
I think there are still Ralph Kruger fans in this town that are like, oh, they didn't give him his fair shake.
Well, also just how he got let go.
Oh yeah, they did.
You know, it was
which was a bigger deal until COVID.
What? Yeah, I was.
Well, they fired him over Skype.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
and then we had 3 years of a pandemic, and we're like, that seems really normal now, actually. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But at the time, it was a big
Craig
deal.
McTavish was ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he hired man.
But I don't know. But I haven't even heard Ralph Kruger's name like
Just a run.
soccer or something like a
terrible
team
run.
trying to bring him in for something like that. Like to
I
help
don't
run
even
the
know if he's
business or
talking
something.
at Davos anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he would speak at those world conventions and stuff.
Really?
Oh
yeah.
And not
Just
hockey.
super involved.
Not hockey.
Not
like
hockey
economics
at all.
and
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
So he is very interesting. Yeah. I
Oh
didn't
no,
know that.
it'd be like
Wow.
I would love to sit down with Ralph Kruger for an afternoon.
Yeah.
And listen to tell me about what's wrong with or what needs to be fixed
What are you
with
thinking?
world economics
Yeah.
and things like that.
Well, he took the job in Edmonton, but maintained his residence in Switzerland.
Huh.
And so, like, every chance he got, he would go home to Switzerland. And it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if he really
yeah.
wants to be a
Are you
head coach
committed
of an
here, Ralph?
NHL team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, him taking the job with the Sabres, he goes from running an English Premier League
yeah.
team to then the Buffalo Sabres. But he just loves coaching hockey. Like that was his thing. It was his side project. It was his passion.
Yeah. It was his
It's not his true calling
hobby.
in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really his true calling in life.
Yeah.
He's much smarter than that. But no, he just wanted to coach hockey. And
Yeah, wasn't smart enough
did
to
it.
pick a better team to coach.
2 times. Yeah, pretty bad.
Let's get to Movers and Shakers, brought to you by Marco Mike Realty. Realty One Group Insider. Let Marco Mike earn your trust. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, visit marcomike.com for more information on that dynamic duo. Oilers win 10 straight. Does this surprise you that 10 straight is a franchise record?
Well, I think we have this conversation every time they get to 8 or 9, right? Like, can you believe that the great Oilers teams never won more? But they also played in an era of tie games.
That's the thing that I go to.
They,
Yeah.
they played in an era without a shootout. They played in an era of 5-on-5 overtime. So it is an apples and
5-on-5.
oranges. It is an apples and
that's fair.
oranges comparison. So,
Those are
which
good- those are good
isn't
points.
to take anything away from this 10-game winning streak, except for the fact that this was the 10-game winning streak that I think most calm Oiler fans knew was always around the corner with this squad, right? Like when they were terrible in November and everyone was losing their mind, I think there was a segment out there that was like, yeah, but you look at this roster,
Yeah.
and this is a roster that can win 10 games in a row. This is
Yeah.
not a roster that needs a major shakeup. So it's nice to see that it has happened, that this is a roster that has responded. And, you know, the Chris Knobloch talk, like, is he a better coach than the other coaches that have been here? I don't know. Is he the right temperament for this team? Clearly. Clearly, this is the temperament that this team needed at this time, which is that guy does not change his demeanor one bit.
Yeah.
They could be losing a game, they could be winning a game by 5 goals, and he is the exact same behind the bench. And it's clear that that's what this team is feeding off of. And that's probably was maybe the downfall of the previous coach, in that he was more emotional. He was more prone to, it didn't seem like panic moves to us, but clearly it probably felt like panic moves to the guys on the bench, as far as the loading up McDavid with Draisaitl as soon as they were down by a goal, that sort of a thing. Whereas, man, Knobloch just keeps rolling the lines, keeps waiting for something to happen.
He's found the line for Draisaitl
Yeah.
that works really well.
Yeah,
For
that's
the
right.
time being, it's been
And
nice.
also, he doesn't mess with success,
Yeah.
which, for whatever reason, is a rare commodity in this league. It's like, it doesn't matter the coach. They still feel like they need to tinker no matter what. And Knobloch is like, he is
Set in stone.
steadfast.
Yeah.
Where it's like, until there's a reason to change, we do not change. And I mean, you're seeing it with Kane right now, being stuck on a third line that is not taking advantage of him, but wins are what count. And I mean, that's what's going on. And you have Zach Hyman doing what he's doing. Like, why would you mess with success at this point?
For sure. It's like, it was such an easy default for all the other coaches to just, when in doubt, put 97 and 29 on the same line. Every single one did it, and they just relied on it way too much. But like you said, like, he's been the first coach since McDavid Draisaitl era that says like, no, I'm not putting them together unless like, he's been doing it after the penalty kill. He stacks up the first line, but it's just for one shift. So it's been nice, and they found success in doing that, and it's just a sight for sore eyes, and it's helped the team so much. Like, just being able to roll, the top two lines have been really good, and then the bottom six has been okay, but just. It's nice. It really is nice not having to go back to, okay, we're, Connor Leon, get out there. Yeah. And like, their minutes are down, which is going to help, just stupendously, like in the long stretch of the season here. So it's nice. It really is.
Well, with the roads that are out there today, what I think it's the Paul Coffey of it all that's been the most amazing to me is that, like, when you get into a skid in your car, they tell you the counterfactual, which is actually you need to steer into the skid to regain control. And it's amazing to me that you have a coach on the defense who has said, no one made more mistakes than I did. I want you guys to make mistakes. Like, take more chances when you're out there, which is completely counter to what everybody else would be saying about that defense. And man, has it ever worked. Holy cow, that defense is reborn out there right now. And it's from a Paul Coffey who's basically saying, no, I want you to take more chances. I want you to pinch more. I want you to be flying out there, and if the mistakes happen, that's fine, but it's going to keep them on their back feet. And that's what we're seeing is, I mean, look at those shot totals that they're putting up now. It's insane. Like, they are on a regular night closing in on doubling up their opposition. And that's never happened in this town. Consistently with this team, that has never happened before. And it's because that defense is constantly activated from a coach who has said, take more chances, which no one would have ever said.
Yeah.
Like, when they were down in the doldrums, no one would have said, you know what we need to do? We need the defense to be even less responsible than they are now. And that's exactly what's happened. So I think that's the secret sauce. That's the magic ingredient that this team has been looking for years.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. It really is. And like, I don't know if you're a big analytics guy, but the analytics will tell you that the Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard
are the best pairing.
Yeah, they are. They are. But it's not just that, it's the eye test as well. Like, they're, you see what they're doing out there every single game, every single shift, and it's just, I mean, it's the progression is just, it's otherworldly good. It's so nice to see. And and it's not just Bouch and Ekholm, it's, Nurse and Ceci. And I'll give credit to Vinny Desharnais. I never thought I would, but like, he's looked way better, like just levels better. So it's so insane. But as far as shots go, against Detroit, the top line, the best line in hockey right now, McDavid, Nuge, and Hyman, 18 shots in that whole game. More shots than the whole team got in the game prior against the Blackhawks. So they're buzzing right now. And it's... which has ultimately led to the 10-game heater that they're on. It's sick.
And they get to take on a Toronto Maple Leafs squad.
Let's go.
On Tuesday, that is...
kind of meh.
Who saw this from the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, it's funny looking at all this. Like, the Oilers won, just for them specifically, I would have never thought a spot in the Pacific would have been up for grabs.
Right.
And especially in January.
Yeah.
But the Kings have lost 8 straight. And then you got the Vegas Golden Knights are 3-7 in their last 10.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the Oilers... The Canucks, I thought Vegas and the Kings would be closer to where the Canucks are right now, which, the Oilers are still quite a bit away from the Canucks. It's going to take a lot to catch them, but they're 1 point back of the Kings for third in the Pacific.
Insane.
They're only, 6 points back of the Vegas Golden Knights.
3 games in hand.
With 4 games in hand.
4 games in hand.
Of the Vegas Golden Knights. Like, it's, I just didn't see that coming. But then, you go to the Leafs, and they're struggling right now where they're holding a playoff spot only by 2 points.
Yeah.
They're one up on Tampa.
Well, they just lost to Detroit, and Detroit is chasing them, right?
Yeah.
Well, they also lost on Saturday night, did they not?
Well, that was against
blew
an Avalanche squad.
But they had a lead or something. They blew it.
I don't know if it's a scarier team in the NHL than the Colorado Avalanche right now. And I know we're loving Winnipeg and Vancouver, but Winnipeg and Vancouver don't have the been there, done that quality that the Colorado Avalanche have. So,
But it's going to be a tougher 2 game. Like Toronto's still tough though.
yeah,
Like it's going to be a tough game on
an easy
Tuesday.
game.
But then you've got
Absolutely.
like the Oilers have won 10 straight.
Yeah.
The Kraken are 9-0-1 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not far off from that 10 straight too. And they come in on
nice.
Thursday. So like this is a fascinating week that we're going to see here
It
for
is.
these 2 games. They're going to be 2 good matchups for this Oilers team. They were probably the 2 tougher matchups this month because for the most part people looked at it and said the Oilers could potentially run the table here this month. I think if they win these 2 games here, they're going to run the table probably in January.
Well, and it's the perfect opponent. Like they survived the how do you get up fours, right? Like that part of the schedule where you're on the road, it's a bit of a grind, and you're facing an opponent that how do you get your adrenaline running against a Chicago Blackhawks team right now?
Yeah.
And they survived it. And that's literally what it looked like. Just like a team that knew exactly what they needed to do, didn't panic, and just survived those games. And now they get Toronto, which you never have a problem getting up for Toronto. And you mentioned it. You've got a Seattle team that's breathing down your neck,
Yeah.
right? So they actually have really good motivation on home ice.
Yeah.
I do like when the Leafs and Habs come to town too, though.
Yes.
Because it's a better atmosphere, Rogers.
It's unreal.
And I know Oiler fans get mad that Leafs fans get tickets and stuff, but that's also tickets are so expensive. That's Oiler fans need to make
My
some cash.
only
for
complaint,
season.
though, is
But
like, how do you have Oilers Maple Leafs on a Tuesday night?
The
like,
league.
come on, NHL. Like,
They've been slacking schedule making all year. It's just been
especially
pretty
after
brutal.
you watch how big of a game it was them playing the Canadiens on Hockey Night in Canada at the Bell Center. Like, that was
Well, it kinda works out.
fantastic.
It was.
I will say it works out for them a little bit this year because I'm assuming because the Leafs usually just take a Canadian swing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'll be Canucks Leafs on Saturday.
I don't know.
Is my assumption?
If that's, yeah.
So like it works.
That's a good
out this
matchup
year.
then.
It
Yeah,
worked,
that's
but
solid.
in the end, McDavid versus Matthews, Marner versus
Every
Draisaitl type
McDavid's
thing.
and Matthews should be prime
That should be
time.
They only
really
play
should.
twice,
Like,
but Saturday.
every time Sidney and Ovechkin went head to head, it should have been prime time.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't, but it felt like it was, and it should be that case right now between Marner, Matthews, and McDavid. Like,
Leafs Canucks on Saturday.
Okay.
That makes
So
sense.
like that does
So it works
work out for that, but at the same time, I'll have to look at the Leafs schedule here. The Leafs,
but like Leafs fans don't care
Flames
about
Thursday.
the Canucks.
No.
Leafs
okay.
fans care about the Oilers.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say: you've got Coyotes Flames tonight, Oilers Tuesday night, Leafs Oilers Tuesday night, and then the Oilers got the Kraken on Thursday, and then the Leafs go to the Flames. I don't know how it would work with the Kraken there, but could you not get Oilers Leafs on the Wednesday night for Wednesday night hockey in some way?
Yes, right?
Because
Like,
that's a
yeah,
national
that's a-
broadcast.
I agree.
Like if you're gonna do the Canucks Leafs on the Thursday,
Yeah.
should Leafs Oilers not be a national night still this week
yeah.
on a better night than Tuesday at 7?
Yeah.
But then where Oiler fans will get pissed off is if it's on Wednesday, it'd have to be at like 6.
That's fine though.
But Oiler
is
fans
fine.
hate that. They get annoyed.
Like
Because it's-
or even
because it's too early.
or even
What?
6:30, 6 or 6:30.
Because you're helping. Well, I can't. Like you're helping Leafs fans. You're making it easier for them. It's the
No,
same.
you're making it easier for
I'd rather
the
Canucks-
audience in North
Ugh.
America to be able to
Canucks,
see it.
Canucks Leafs is 5:00 Edmonton time on
Like if
Saturday.
I was
So
the
4 o'clock
NHL, I'd be
Pacific.
going
So
to the
there,
Oilers
yeah.
and
It's
saying
not the late game.
all of your games start at 6 o'clock. If I was the NHL,
I'd be
For
through
the
the
Oilers?
roof excited.
I'd be saying all your games start
Do you
at
know what's
6.
the
That'd be
NBA
amazing.
doesn't do that, and you have LeBron
Yeah.
playing on the West Coast. You have Steph and the Warriors playing on the West Coast. You have Jokic and Murray
Yes.
playing in the Mountain Time
Mountain
Zone.
time zone, yeah.
But the NBA never schedules them.
No.
They still play their late games.
But the NBA has as many fans on the West Coast as they do on the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's not the case
They
with
can
hockey.
get away with it.
Right? Like your main demographic is still northeastern United States.
For sure.
And if I was a hockey fan in Hartford, I'd want to be able to see McDavid as many times as possible.
Yeah. Fair enough. That was Movers and Shakers brought to you by Marco and Mike. Realty One Group Insider, marcoandmike.com. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, who are the official merch partner of EST. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com. They were the fantastic people that did all of our merch wear that we sold in 2023, and they'll be with who we're with in 2024.
Haven't seen it. Haven't been offered it.
I offered you.
I've been on this hangout how many times, and I don't even have a trucker cap.
I've offered you other merch.
Yeah, exactly.
Before ours came
Right.
out,
No.
and you didn't want any of it.
No, I didn't. I wanted your merch.
Would you like an EST toque?
I would love an EST toque. Are you kidding me?
Let's
Run
get you
home,
an
that'd be
EST toque
great.
after. We'll get you an EST toque once this is done.
I knew my complaining would pay off.
black or like yellow gold.
You know what? Dealer's choice. Buddy.
No, I'm gonna let you choose.
The yellow looks nice, man. It looks really nice.
I don't know. On my complexion, I'm a winter, so I don't know if yellow's actually best for me.
Okay, black works then.
Just want to jump in the nasty chat. Don Ellis, friend of the show, friend of EST, he does say, "What do you guys think of the new NHL jerseys, or All-Star jerseys? Justin Bieber inspired."
I couldn't care less. I won't watch it. Like
that's fair.
I don't care.
Do you watch the skills at all?
Nope.
Okay,
I don't care
I used
about
to always watch
any
the
of it.
skills. That was the one I cared about. I didn't.
favorite.
I've stopped watching the All-Star game.
Now
Yeah.
don't take this as a criticism. If you do like it, if you
Yeah.
like, if you got kids, and
I
you
think
wanna
most
watch
people
this,
agree with you on
That's
that.
great. Like watch it and enjoy it. It's definitely for somebody, but I couldn't care about like. Does anyone really care about an All-Star game? Like.
Not anymore. When I was younger, I did.
Right, exactly.
I definitely
It's
got
for
up
kids.
for it. Yeah, like that's the thing.
12-year-old me watched
Freaking out.
Vincent Damphus score 5 goals in an All-Star
Holy
game, and
snap.
it blew my mind.
You're like,
but
that's insane.
The Owen Nolan.
yeah, point into
That
the
was
top
sick.
corner,
Amazing.
great. But I don't care.
It's lost its spark. For
I
sure.
would be happier if they let McDavid have a vacation than make him play in an All-Star game.
See that. Yeah, like if I was especially depending
I'd
on
be
where
annoyed.
it is. Like Zach Hyman, I feel like deserves
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
All-Star
We
nod
said
for
this
his
last
year.
time. Like if they were playing pickleball, you would have my attention way more than them playing hockey.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, see?
I'd like that actually.
This came up. This came up last year when
McDavid and Draisaitl's a pickleball pair.
yeah,
I'd put money on that.
they're pretty good. Leon's a pretty good pickleball player.
this kind of came
There's a
up the
call.
argument with that a little bit last year when Brad Marchand said like no one wants to play an All-Star game in Edmonton.
They
or
boy-
Winnipeg.
boycott-
But I was
yeah.
like, I don't disagree with him on that.
Right.
Because if I'm an All-Star, I feel like okay, I'm going to Toronto this year. Like,
Yeah.
it's still not. It's Toronto. There's a lot to do, but it's cold. Whereas the third
Yeah,
liner,
but the Hockey Hall of Fame is in Toronto.
no, I know,
You
but
know
the
what I mean?
third
Like,
liner gets to go to Mexico if he wants to.
Sure.
Yeah,
The second pairing defenseman gets to go to
Yeah.
wherever he wants.
No, I agree.
They get to go enjoy a nice little
Yeah.
vacation,
Yeah.
and I've got to go to Toronto
Yeah.
to deal with this.
It's also an indictment on what the NHL does with an All-Star weekend.
It should always be in nice climates. It
No,
should
no,
always
it's
be
just-
down. In
it's
my
just
opinion,
that
it should always
it's
leave
clear-
the drafts for northern climates. Put the All-Star games in southern
It's
climates.
clear that the NHL pours a ton of money into hosting their corporate clients at All-Star games,
Yep.
but it's also by Brad Marchand's talking about it clear that they don't do anything for the players
Sure.
yeah.
to make it feel incredibly special, right? And there are ways that you can make this something that guys are like, you got to go.
Like if it was an outdoor game, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Like and that would be a way where it's like, yeah, come up, let's have
Yeah.
and make it a big festival. But outside of that, like I honestly do believe, like give these players the nice weather, let them relax, and let's
Yeah.
make sure these aren't in climates like Edmonton where it could be brutally
Yeah.
cold, and let
The
them go
other
enjoy.
problem
While
is
the rest of their team
Brad-
is always sending them snaps from Mexico,
Brad
having the
Marchand
drinks
knows
at the pool.
that in a town like Edmonton, everyone knows he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And so no one wants to talk to him or hang out with him, right? Like,
They'll be
so-
ripping him apart.
Yeah. So, no, if I was Brad Marchand, I wouldn't want to go to Edmonton either.
No, if he was out at the bar in Edmonton, people would want to be still buying him drinks.
No, there'd be a bunch of there'd be a bunch of 5'2"
No.
guys challenging him to fights.
Yes, there'd be some of those, and then there'd be other guys that are just pumped that Brad Marchand is at the same bar as them and want to do shots with Brad Marchand because they get the chance to drink with Brad Marchand.
True, hockey bro would be.
There's still a hockey
Yeah.
bro out there, Will.
Yeah.
there's a mix.
Yeah, but it gets uncomfortable real quick, I'm sure. Yeah.
For who?
For a Brad Marchand.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
okay, you can be gone now.
Yeah, that's the 8th time that guy's hugged me, and they keep getting longer.
It's so good.
Yeah, like Zach Hyman should have been an All-Star though. This year. I feel bad that he doesn't get
I don't
snubbed.
care.
He doesn't get to say it.
I don't
was
care.
the All-Star.
It's a fan
He's
voting.
gonna have a 50 goal year potentially, and
That's
he's
fine.
not gonna be able to say I was an All-Star that year.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I bet Zach Hyman does.
I love Zach Hyman. I love the fact that he's an Edmonton Oiler, but if I didn't cheer for the Edmonton Oilers, if I was in, I wouldn't know Zach Hyman from a hole in the wall. Like,
No.
I think all stars should be for stars.
Yeah.
And Zach Hyman is a great hockey player, but he's not a star. It's part of what makes Zach Hyman so great is that he is somewhat.
So you like what the NBA does?
Yeah.
Even if you're not that great that year, the stars go.
The stars go, man.
Yeah.
Like Kobe shouldn't have been an all-star some years. And
No, but you want to see Kobe.
Kobe went.
Yeah.
Actually, there was one year, I think Shaq was hurt for like the first half of the year, and he still was an all-star.
Like, we're not trying to build a Stanley Cup winning roster. We're doing an all-star game, right? So if I want to win a hockey game, I'll pick a Zach Hyman. If I want an all-star game, I'll...
Okay, pickleball you watch. Will you watch the flag football for the NFL?
No.
Okay.
Pickleball, I would.
But that's not weird. Like, flag football's not enough. It's still too much the same sport.
Yeah, exactly. It's still them doing exactly what they do.
Although, now it's going to the Olympics. They're going to start scouting the Olympics.
Awesome.
You can't have what are the rules?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch.
The rules are there's
what?
drug testing, so it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I can't recall. I've watched some NBA All-Star games in the last few years, parts of it, not a full game. I can't recall watching many of the others. Like, I haven't even watched the baseball's All-Star game in a few years. I've watched the home run derby,
Yep.
for sure.
but I can't recall actually sitting down and watching parts
The
of the
whole
All-Star game.
The whole All-Star game?
Not even
No.
parts of it.
Yeah.
I haven't even thrown on a baseball All-Star game, even though that's the best of them all, because baseball could be the most...
Baseball is the best of them all because those pitchers are still going out there to murder people.
Not always.
Which is what I've always loved about it. It's just that they don't get to throw more than like 20
Yeah,
pitches.
well, we had the one guy on mic, come out and say that he was throwing it light to see if he can give up a home run or something.
Yeah.
So that's where it could be, in fact. But it's still, in the end, it's a static sport. It's you throw the ball, you hit the ball.
You still remember
you can't
when
fake it.
Pedro Martinez in his first All-Star game appearance just went out and flamethrowed for wasn't it 6 straight strikeouts? And then he was done for the game. Like, you can still see a pitcher do what a pitcher does best in a baseball All-Star game.
And I think that's one thing that the NHL All-Star lacks is the guys really don't care.
Right. There's no
they don't
one
care.
trying to kill.
And that's one thing why I'm pretty drawn to the NBA All-Star, the slam dunk competition. The guys are into it. And as far as the game goes, it's for the most part pretty competitive. But in the NHL, they don't the scores get run up just crazy. The defense isn't there. The back check, forecheck isn't really there. They try and bring money into it. They already got money. That doesn't really, entice them at all. So I don't know. I
think All-Star games should have Adam rules involved so that everyone has to take a turn at goal.
Oh, very cool. I like that.
I would tune in for that.
Yeah.
I would tune in to see Leon Draisaitl in between the pipes.
Yeah.
See what happens. This text coming in 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. So Morgan Riley is more of an all-star than Hyman to get voted in. Well, the thing you also have to understand, though, is they're always going to vote in or put in people for the home city.
Yeah.
You need a certain number of that's. It's just so if the Oilers ever were hosting, the Oilers would have 4 or 5 guys.
And Morgan Riley is a bigger star than Zach Hyman.
If Columbus for some reason was hosting the All-Star game this year, they'd have a couple of extra people there. It'd be awful, but they would.
You'd have a reason to watch Johnny Gaudreau play.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But so no, it's not in that case. The home team, the home crowd should always have a few guys of theirs to go watch. They're the ones that are going to care more.
Yeah, and it's fan balloting, right? So, I mean, there's a reason Zach Hyman isn't going. It's because he's not outside of this town. He's not considered a star. I love him, but I also love him because he is so underappreciated.
Make it outdoor games. Maybe I'll care. Outside of that, I don't think I'll ever care about the NHL.
What would that have to do? How would that make anything different?
If you get rid of all the outdoor games and just make it the All-Star game?
Broomball. just having them running around in Sorel winter boots.
I can get behind that. I think.
Exactly.
I hate watching pickleball. I'm completely against you on that one. It has such a weird sound to it. Although Jeannie Bouchard's starting a pickleball career.
She is.
She had her first pro match recently.
I'll watch her play.
Yes, you will. But yeah, she had her first pro match recently. But I'm just trying to think what other sport it would be fun to see him do. I don't know. Maybe give me the NHLers doing flag football. Straight up, completely different sport.
Different sports. See this.
Give me the NFLers doing floor hockey.
Yeah.
It's always fascinating to me, like seeing like these absolute unreal athletes in like one respective sport.
Yeah.
And then you see them try something out and they're just dog trash. They
They
have no
used
idea
to
what
do
they're
like
doing.
celebrity
Like,
softball games and stuff
yeah,
like
like
that,
it's just
were
crazy.
actually
It's like you
interesting.
are human. Oh
How
my
about
gosh.
the NBA and the NHL comes together and does a combined All-Star game?
Yes,
Something like
I
that?
don't know what they're gonna do.
celebrity softball.
Sure,
I don't mind that.
whatever. Let's bring them
Yeah.
and let's combine and mix East NBA All-Stars and the East NHL All-Stars
Yeah.
going up against West NHL All-Star, West NBA All-Stars. Put me LeBron and McDavid on the
A
same team.
multi-sport, like a whole yeah, I actually...
The Walt
that would
Disney
be
has
sick.
that big complex to do a bunch of
That'd be
things.
so sick. See Connor and LeBron on
Doing
the line
something
together.
up against
He'd look
Matthews
so,
and
he'd look
Giannis.
so small.
that would be.
That would be really cool, though. That's very unique.
Give me
I like
that. Let's
I
just
like that.
combine the. They play the same season basically. They do All-Star games pretty close together.
true.
Let's just combine them. Make it a big week.
Yeah.
Week-long festival. Or go full NHL versus NBA. 7 different sports or something. Who does better?
Well, then you would actually have competitiveness come out.
Yeah. I'll watch that pickleball.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Give me
LeBron-
Jokic and Murray going up against Crosby and Malkin
That'd be sick.
in pickleball.
I would
Like,
watch that.
Battle of the
Yeah.
sports.
Although the basketball players would smoke them.
It depends
In
on the
pickleball?
sports we're
But they're
picking.
but they're
I
a
think-
court athlete,
okay.
right? Like
Okay, I don't know pickleball. Okay, let's say we did softball.
yeah.
I think hockey could take that
Yes, I do
easily.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hand-eye coordination
sure.
sort of thing.
Golf
sure.
would be an interesting one.
Yeah, see?
Because there are some good golfers in
Do
basketball.
a Ryder Cup
Steph
sort
Curry
of
is
format.
like unreal.
Steph would be awesome.
He's got
And
Hockey players we
they
know
would
are
show
good
up.
golfers.
They would all
Yeah.
show up.
They would show up.
I think that would be the one. Dwayne
Golf?
Wade. Dwayne Wade. He
A Ryder Cup
he's actually
style
sick, too.
competition.
but of different sports.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it's not all just golf or something. Like, we
Yeah, yeah.
do 3 days, mix them up.
Yeah.
So we've got pickleball, we've got slow pitch, basically.
Yeah.
I'll do flag football. I'll throw flag football in there.
Guys would get blown up.
Absolutely. We've got golf in there. So just a couple more events, and
on
we've got
something.
a full. That'd be ratings monster.
Yeah.
That would
Be
be cool.
huge.
And we'd never have to have the it shouldn't be in Edmonton discussion ever again because you can't do that.
No, it'd always be a Walt Disney complex
Exactly.
in Orlando.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Or somewhere in Vegas. They'll figure out a way to do it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an F1 simulator. I don't care. Put them all in an F1 sim and go on racing in an F1
Go-karting
sim.
maybe even.
All of that. I'm down for all of this right now.
Yeah.
We've just solved the All-Star conundrum for the NHL and NBA.
No, the solving to any all-star conundrum like the NBA and the NHL is stop playing your sport.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, but
I
that's
think
what
so.
we're
Yeah,
wants you
switch it up. Switch
no
it
one
up.
wants to see
Also,
you play your
if
sport.
the NHL beats the NBA, do you know how embarrassed the NBA would feel?
And that would be like more.
The next year, the
publicity for
NBA would care
NHL.
so much more
Yeah, exactly.
about beating the crap out of the NHLers.
Yeah. It'd be fantastic.
It'd be
It'd be
amazing.
huge headlines, and then it would be more
America would be just talking about how their sport is losing to the hockey
Yeah.
guys.
And
they'd be like, oh,
They'd
maybe
be
we should
stunned,
start
and it'd be
watching more
awful. No,
hockey.
they wouldn't care about the in-season tournament or the NBA finals anymore. The
We
NBA
got-
players would be focused all on beating the NHLers the next
We
year.
got to beat the hockey players. I like that.
We just solved something. I'll get
And Charles Barkley would cheer for the hockey players.
Yeah,
absolutely. Chuck would be on.
Yeah, Chuck would just be talking smack for a year.
It's all about one how his NBA star when back in his day, they would never lose to the
Yeah,
NHLers.
and they
but
wouldn't.
nowadays, they're too soft.
Yeah.
They're absolutely
They
going to lose to
would've,
the
yeah.
NHLers because the NHLers are tough. You see these guys, they're tough players.
Do you really think Larry Bird would have ever lost to anyone at anything? No, he would have knifed them. Like
That's so good.
Larry Bird just punched Wayne Gretzky in the face.
Yeah, I had no idea Larry Bird was as tough as he was until I don't know what brought it up. I was just watching him like, really? He did this? I'm like, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
was blown away. I thought I was expecting a nice
mean.
guy.
Like wanted
But
to
no, yeah,
humiliate
like,
people.
Yeah, he was actually a prick.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
just a murderer. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore. Do they?
And they didn't before him either. Like there was only ever one Larry Bird. Like, which is always funny when people are like, he's kind of like a Larry Bird, and it's like, no, he's not.
They're thinking just the athleticism.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
They're
the
just
play.
like he can make an open jump shot. Applies to any basketball player, not just Larry Bird. Like
It's weird. Larry Bird for me is always the Pacers coach or GM.
Yeah.
Like that's
who fired himself?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's all because that's
Who
what I
fired
recall,
himself
but-
because he legitimately believes no head coach should last more than 3 years. that after 3 years, players tune you out and you need to move on.
Really?
And he did it to himself, and he believed it as a player.
Do you know who that doesn't happen to?
Who?
Papa.
John Harbaugh.
Yeah. You're right.
18 years.
You're
Even
right.
Popovich, how long he's been
Oh,
with the
Pop's
Spurs?
been there for how
I think I
long?
looked at it. I think I was
That's
Well, and
pre
the Steelers,
2000s.
98.
Mike
yeah, I think it was
Tomlin.
98.
Mike Tomlin's been there for like 13 or something.
Yeah,
No,
that's
he's
insane.
longer than Harbaugh.
Oh, is he? He's even longer. Okay.
But so at this moment, because Belichick's done,
Yeah.
Tomlin is the most tenured NFL head coach, followed by Harbaugh.
And rightfully
then
so.
it's not even close. Like, I think Andy Reid is so.
Is there
Tomlin
more?
was 07, Harbaugh was 08. I think Andy Reid was. I might get this year wrong. I think 13. And then the next closest is like 2018 or something like that. Like, there's
Crazy.
so many changes there.
Is there a more criminally underrated head coach than Mike Tomlin, though? Like, that Steelers team is always competitive,
I want him fired every year.
right? Like, they are always
Because
competitive.
I want him fired every year. Like,
Yeah.
there's talk he might leave. He might be tired.
He might
and
be
go.
done. Yeah.
And I like that is the greatest thing for me as a Ravens
Yeah,
fan.
exactly.
Like, please go away, go.
Yeah.
I respect the hell
Yeah.
out of Mike Tomlin and what he's done.
Yeah.
No losing records in his career.
no.
Like that's like
He
in that entire
he
time.
gets that team to show up every year, no matter how good or bad the talent is. Yeah.
Pop has been with the Spurs since '96.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
He
That's,
is
longer than I've been
74
alive.
years old.
Yeah, he's a guy that I'm like, what are you still doing here?
Yeah. Wouldn't you get tired at that one?
I think
Well,
Wemby changed it.
Well,
I bet now
yeah, new
it's
spark,
built up
yeah.
Wemby now a little bit.
He
and then
likes
move
the
on.
impact he has on the young men that he coaches, right? He feels he turns them into good citizens. So, and he does, right? Like,
Yeah.
He built up some.
that is a drama-free franchise for the most part. Like, even when drama should be bigger with them, like the Kawhi Leonard year,
Yeah.
when like
Yeah, I was trying to think
if
what
that
drama there
happened
was,
in
but
LA,
that's-
that would have been nonstop news for 10 straight
another
months.
player.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like he's not about it. Earlier in the season, like there was a clip of him. I've never seen this before, but he went to the intercom and he's like, "Guys, can we all just stop booing? Can we all just stop booing?" And then like, "That's embarrassing. Let's just play the game.
Yeah.
Stop booing." It's like, who says that? He's like, he wants no drama.
Yeah.
Just simmer down, everyone.
Speaking of the booing, did you see the Bulls this weekend? What they did?
They made a widow cry.
Yes, like it was
That's
awful.
my town, buddy. That is my town.
Awful. For anyone that didn't know, they were celebrating one of the Ring
Jerry
of Honor.
Krause.
Was it him or was it they were celebrating
No, it was
more
Jerry
people?
Krause's widow. That they
No, I
made
know,
cry.
but like I think there was a celebration of.
They were putting Jerry Krause up onto the Ring of Honor, and
Was he going up or was it team going up?
No, Jerry Krause was going up on the
Okay.
Ring of Honor, and they booed it because Jerry Krause is famous for building the greatest team ever and then systematically dismantling it.
But so he's passed, and his widow was there, and they all booed her, and she just starts crying, and it was just like, "This is awful.
Well,
this is horrendous."
Yes, but the comparable would be to the Oilers.
Yes,
putting Peter Pocklington up
And he
on a
got
Ring of
cheered.
Honor. Right?
No, but he got the Oilers celebrated the '84 night,
yeah.
and Pocklington was there, or '84 team. He got cheered. He got a standing ovation. Even Pocklington's like, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know what I was going to get.
Yeah.
He thought he might have got booed. But Oiler fans, in the end, put it aside, cheered him because they just looked at the good.
Sure.
I remember that. Yeah.
Bulls fans, couldn't you just look at the good for that moment?
No, man.
Couldn't you just sit there just cheer and go, he did
No,
build
man.
the greatest team
Like,
and not
listen.
worry about the dismantling? And you made it, it's not even like he was there. You
Listen,
made his wife cry.
Would I have booed
It was awful.
if I was there? I would not have booed. Would I have a belly laugh the entire time? Yes, I would.
I'd be
I would have been
laughing, probably.
completely entertained.
You
Man,
had
I didn't hear
Steve
that. That's
Kerr
savage.
come out after the game. So they're taking on the Warriors going, that was just an embarrassment and everyone should be appalled. That was a part of it.
I don't know.
It was awful.
That's sports,
it was
man.
awful.
They still,
Not to the widow.
They still want to make a big deal about Raptors fans cheering Kevin Durant's injury in the finals.
Oh, that was awesome.
Women,
Right?
I was cheering.
women and children are supposed to be left out of this.
They weren't booing the widow. They were booing his
he wasn't
maniac
there.
husband.
He wasn't there.
That's right.
She was there to represent him, and you booed her and made her cry. It was awful.
That's savage.
It was terrible.
The better move would have been to wait until they mentioned when he passed away and then cheered as loudly as possible. You're right. Don't boo. Wait until the fact
you
they
imagine?
mention he's dead and then cheer as loudly as possible.
I'm not touching that one. I am not touching that one at all.
That's really funny. That's not funny. All right, that's good. Though.
No, it's funny.
I couldn't believe it. I still couldn't
savage.
believe watching that.
Yeah, making a widow cry is not a good look.
Sports.
It's not a
No,
great
it's
look
not.
on a sports
it's
on a
not.
fan base.
What you do for sports?
Yeah.
That's an all-timer. Can you imagine?
I don't have to imagine. I watched it on the clips all weekend.
However, one of her kids needs to tell her. Actually, Dad was a bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
I
By the
think
way,
they know.
Dad didn't
I
what he
know
was
you
doing.
love this man, and your marriage was wonderful. That's
was
great.
kind of a
I'm
dummy.
glad he was an attentive husband. But as far as a pro sports owner, he had some flaws.
Yeah, it's major flaws.
If he didn't do what he did, Bulls would have never won those titles.
If he didn't do what he did, what did he do?
Built the greatest team.
No, he didn't build it. He owned the team when it was being built.
Wasn't Krause the GM?
Yes, but
So he's not the owner.
the
So he built the pieces.
The fact that he alienated Scottie Pippen as early as he did.
They won.
Yeah,
They won. He brought in Phil.
it's true. He did.
Got them the 6 rings.
That is exactly what got them the 6
If
rings.
it's not for Jerry Krause, there might be no Phil Jackson.
You're
which
probably
means
right.
None
You're
of this
probably
would have
right.
happened. And my
Yeah.
Lakers wouldn't have won 5
Yeah,
titles.
That's true.
5 titles because of
Yeah,
Phil.
5.
We won 5.
Emphasis on the 5.
yeah.
I've seen the Lakers.
Kobe
win
and Shaq didn't
7.
hurt.
No, Phil was like that. To me, is the genius of the great NBA coaches. It's the ego managing.
Well,
more than
it's like Joe Torre with the Yankees. Like
It's that
it's
part
one
of it.
thing to have the most talent. It's another thing to know how to corral it.
yes,
right.
especially in the NBA,
I mean,
where
it's
the egos
it's
could really
what-
mess with
It's
things.
what the Oilers have been struggling with over the last 5 years. Is how do you manage great talent? Like we keep thinking that it's how do you structure the other pieces, and it's kind of like no, it's also how do you manage great talent and the expectations that come with it.
so who's the Jerry Krause of the Edmonton Oilers?
Well, isn't it Peter Chiarelli?
It probably would have been Peter Chiarelli.
Yeah, but he didn't win.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
He lost and he sucked. And he
Although
made terrible trades.
watching Matthias Ekholm just brings me back to a point I've had, and this is for over a decade, is you give me a healthy Oscar Klefbom, and this team has gone to a Stanley Cup final by now.
No,
Yeah.
that was
sucks.
That
Oh.
was such a tough injury,
And
him
they
never coming back
did
was a
not
big one.
replace him until last year when they picked up Matthias Ekholm.
Because that's a tough one to replace when you're not
Right,
preparing for
exactly.
it. And it was always whenever he'd be out of the lineup, the Oilers would really struggle.
Oh, you could
And-
tell.
yeah.
I remember, and who knows? Clef stays. Maybe does Larson stay? And you have those two. Does that have an effect?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
and then you got two
But then you don't have
countrymen.
Echo.
Larson is an easier piece
Yeah,
to
don't get that.
replace than an Oscar Klefbom. Oscar Klefbom's a Swiss Army knife,
Yeah,
which is what
he
Ekholm
was.
is.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
Will, thanks for coming into the Hangout once again.
Hey, thanks for inviting me in. I'm glad my vehicle
crushed it.
started. I wasn't sure this morning if it would. So
Hopefully it starts again.
that,
Otherwise,
I guess
you're
that's-
gonna stick
that's
around.
part 2.
You're running
Otherwise,
home.
you're going to stick around here for a little bit. Trav, thanks for stopping in and
course.
join the extra spicy Mott's Clamato. And
So good. Oh
Thanks,
my
Lieutenant
gosh.
Eric, for stopping by. Coming up next, it is the Lock Shop. Dusty and us have a lot to get through, including both of their teams winning the NFL weekend. Huss was in Kansas City. So we'll talk about that. And then we've got 2 NFL games today. 2:30 is the first one as the Bills will be taking on the Steelers. And then the late game has the Eagles and the Bucs, but it's a lot going on. So they'll have you got covered with the Lock Shop. And then Tommy is at Oilers practice. It gets going in 4 minutes time. He's on in the Oil Stream with Dusty at noon. He'll get you updated on everything that's happening at Oiler practice, along with they'll recap the Oilers' 10th straight victory as they defeated the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday and get you set for Leafs in town tomorrow. That's all coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Will, Eric, Trev, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Enjoy the NFL playoffs. We'll chat with you tomorrow.